Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. With a winning road trip under their belt, the Braves look to leave Denver with a Rocky Mountain high. They look to sweep the Colorado Rockies in a 4-game series here at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Hi again, everybody. Chip Terry along with Brian Jordan and Peter Moylan. What a road trip it's been for the Braves, BJ. A lot of history has been made for Atlanta in this ballpark, and with a 4-game sweep perhaps at hand, it's time to get greedy.
It is time to get greedy, and how about the Braves? They've been playing great. Although they lost the series in Arizona, to me, it was a lot of positive signs. Driving the ball the other way, driving in runs, runners in scoring position, something that they weren't doing earlier this year. It carried over right into Colorado, and offensively, they've been doing a great job. But Peter, pitching has been awesome too.
Yeah, the pitching's been fantastic. When you come into Game 4, you've already got 3 wins in Colorado. It's almost time to relax a little bit, but I'm telling you, Charlie Morton can relax today and continue the great pitching that we've seen. Started with Ian Anderson. The line didn't look good, but he was fantastic. Max Fried, you saw what he did. And Spencer Strider and the bullpen yesterday were outstanding.
Well, the Braves, as we said, have won 4 straight games. They're back to 500. It's been a remarkable week for the Atlanta team. It's also been a remarkable week for that man. Michael Harris has a 5-game hitting streak in his first week as a big leaguer. Oh, by the way, he's hitting 300 too. He'll chat with Paul Bird when we return to Coors Field and Denver next.
Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and by Kaiser Permanente.
Paul Bird here, back in Denver. Welcome. Braves are hot. They've won 4 in a row. Everybody clicking. One of the reasons for that is 21-year-old Michael Harris II, who's been in center field. I'm going to tell you, he's got skills. He can run, he can throw, he can hit. But Brian Snitker has always said, you never know how a rookie's going to react when they put that extra upper deck on top mentally. Are they going to do something different? Are they going to be overwhelmed? Here's Michael Harris telling us about his expectations and whether or not they've matched his first week in the big leagues. Your first week in the big leagues, has it exceeded expectations?
I definitely say it would. I don't feel overmatched at all. I feel like somewhere I belong. I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable each day and just trying to do everything I can to get the team the dub.
You got some big hits. You've made some big plays. Give me your favorite moment out there, one of them.
I mean, kind of would have to be the first hit, but I feel like the bare hand catch kind of was one, because I had to readjust and make a quick decision, and that happened. So those two will probably be the top right now.
You have an incredible collection of headbands. I love seeing what's going to come out. What's the deal with those?
I mean, I'm a very expressive person. I like to express myself through different things, and I feel like the headbands are the way for me. I mean, just express what kind of person I am, type of things I like. Very colorful. I'm very artsy, so I feel like this was the way to go.
Absolutely love it. Very artistic, creative. I can see that in the way you play. And then you got some wheels. You were a pitcher in high school. You can kind of do it all.
Yeah. I like to reflect on that because I probably won't be doing it again. So high school was a good time and pitching and stuff, but I'm glad they made the decision, and I'm an outfielder full-time now.
I got to mention the fact that he was a pitcher in high school. Braves, hot. They can sweep today. That would be a 4-game sweep at Colorado. Will they do it? Can't wait to find out.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist, when you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
It's another beautiful day in Denver. As we said in our opening comments, time to get greedy. Let's see if the Braves can pick up their first 4-game sweep over the Rockies at Coors Field. And the Atlanta Toyota starting lineup has been booming of late. 15 extra base hits for the Braves in this series. The Rockies have just 5 of them, and you figure the Braves are licking their chops in Game 4 with Ronald Acuna Jr. leading off, Dansby second. Austin Riley had a big homer, and a big homer for Adam Duvall, something, guys, the Atlanta outfielder needed desperately. That was the icing on the cake in the Braves' back-to-back extra inning wins in this series here last night.
Yeah, I think the whole team was excited to see Duvall hit that ball last night. He was in a drought with home runs, and it's good to see him starting to come out of it, be more aggressive at the plate. If he gets going, the back end of this lineup, wow, the Braves really will take off.
So the Braves have won 4 consecutive games. They're 4-2 on the road trip. They start play 8.5 games behind the Mets, who came back to win last night. And as you'd expect, when you come to Colorado, you're going to have a lovely-looking offensive spray chart if things go right.
Gotta love the Google Cloud here. I mean, 21 singles, 9 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs. The singles is what I like. You know, they're not swinging for the home run every pitch. They're starting to drive the ball the other way, get those singles, keep the line moving. That's the part that I love about it.
And you know, Brian Snitker loves the fact that A, the team has a winning road trip, B, they're back at 500, and C, he's got Charlie Morton on the mound trying to complete a 4-game sweep against Ryan Feltner, who has not had good luck in his major league career in this ballpark. And fellas, against the Braves, he had no luck at all in his major league debut last year.
Yeah, Ozzie took him deep on the first pitch from what I remember, but he's been improving this year. His 4th start, he went 7 innings, only gave up 4 hits and 1 run against Miami last time out. A lot of 4-seam fastballs from him, which is a little unusual in this day and age.
He's made the jump from Double-A to the major leagues. At least he did that last year. He had some games at Albuquerque at Triple-A this year where he went 4-1 for the Rockies Triple-A club. But he's facing the world champs, who are on a great roll, winning 7 of their last 11 games away from Truist Park, where we'll be against Oakland on Tuesday night. First things first, though, guys, let's wrap up the road trip the right way. What are your 4 keys?
Well, for me, go the distance. Charlie Morton has to get through 6 innings to me today if the Braves want to win this ball game. And as far as offense, finish the job. You got the Rockies up on the ropes right now. Hey, just put them away.
Yeah. Love that, Beach.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fired up today.
I'm pumped up, too.
It is not very often that we are sitting here with 3 wins under our belt coming into Game 4 against the Rockies. This is a good time to be a Bravo.
Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to stride to the plate. He's got 6 hits on the road trip. 4 of them have come in this series. Ronald's back in the lineup as the leadoff man and playing right field again. That's good news. Let's see what Ronald can do here in the very first inning. You know, Ozzie reminded him, hey, first pitch this guy threw, I hit a home run. Let's see if Ronald can do that. Braves country out in force on a lovely day in the Mile High City as Game 4, Braves in Colorado, ready to go. And Feltner's first is letter high, 1 ball, no strikes. Mike Michlinski will have the plate for Game 4 of the series. Acuna 2 homers, 12 RBIs, a .287 average. Got that one called for an even count.
Acuna didn't look comfortable last night. 0 for 4, but in that 10th inning, he came through huge with that sacrifice fly to keep the game going.
Didn't mean to swing. That's fouled away at the plate. That'll cost Acuna strike 2. Feltner's major league debut came against the Braves September 5th. Who did he face? Charlie Morton. That worked out well. Charlie went 7 innings and gave up 2 runs in a win. This one blooped behind first. Long run for Joe. That ball is going to drop fair. A bloop hit for Ronald Acuna with 2 strikes, and the day couldn't start any better than that for Atlanta.
Talk about a Colorado single right there. That is.
That's why you love playing here. You don't have to hit the ball deep. Those little bloop shots will fall every time.
So much outfield to find.
And I'm not sure if Ronald Acuna saw that ball right away. If he had seen that ball, he would have taken off running and got a double on it.
Well, let's see if he steals second for his 10th swipe. That would put him in scoring position for Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got 5 hits in this series and has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. It's not coincidental that the Braves are playing so well of late. Peter mentioned the outstanding starting pitching in this series. Brian mentioned the terrific offensive approaches at the plate. Let's not forget Atlanta's defense. Dansby Swanson saved the game in the early innings last night with a brilliant play at shortstop with the bases loaded.
It's been another glaring difference between the Rockies and us during this series is how solid our defense has been.
Some of our struggles early in the season was the defense was not as good, but really stepped up in this last, well, the month of June.
And you have to do that in this park, right? You have to play a clean game on the defensive side of the ball. You know the offenses are going to come to play. And for the Rockies, 44 errors, 26 errors in their last 26 games.
Wow.
And Atlanta has taken full advantage of that in this series. 2 balls and a strike for Dansby. They chase Acuna back. Colorado's made some defensive changes for game 4. Sam Hilliard's in left. Connor Joe's at first. Garrett Hampson's at short. We'll see how that works out. It's a good breaking ball. Nips the edge. 2-2 the count to Dansby Swanson.
I think Bud Black's just trying to find something. The lineup's changed. Charlie Blackmon's in the 3-hole now. He's still swinging the bat pretty well for someone you don't hear a lot about these days.
Yeah, C.J. Cron is kind of struggling in this series.
So Feltner, the pride of Ohio State, 1-1, making his 4th start in some first inning trouble. Acuna at first and a full count for Dansby Swanson.
Peter, if I'm C.J. Cron, how do you take a day off here in Colorado? Wait until you get on the road.
Well, one reason why C.J. Cron has had very little luck against Charlie Morton. He's 2 for 13. Head to head. Runner goes. Pitch is outside. That's ball 4. 2 on, nobody out for Atlanta, and Austin Riley's coming up.
So patient, Dansby. Once again, showing the difference between early on this year and what he's been able to do the last few weeks now. It's just so impressive.
Great jump right there with ball 4.
That's encouraging.
It is.
Austin Riley, 5 hits in the series, including a home run. He also tripled last night. You talk about a guy that loves hitting at Coors Field. Austin Riley is that man for the Braves. He has been punishing Colorado pitching in his young big league career in this ballpark. This is his 8th career game at Coors Field. Austin Riley has 10 hits, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. That's good for a .400 batting average.
You can just see him so quiet at the plate, where before he used to jump out there all the time. Now he's going back to trusting his hands.
I think Feltner's having trouble with that slider, so hopefully Riley gets another fastball here he can drive.
Smoked into left field. That's a base hit. Ronald on his way to third. Walsh is going to wave him. Hilliard loads up. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is dropped. Acuna came to the plate standing up, and Servin couldn't hang on to the throw. Atlanta leads 1-0 on Austin Riley's base hit to left.
That's just being an athlete, having speed there. I thought at first he was going to hold him at third base, but Ronald, you know Ronald, he wants to score every chance he gets. And here's just reading the ball here. I understand why he didn't slide, because the catcher was behind the plate. So
had to change his direction.
You had to change directions.
Ronald just kicked it out of his glove. So the Braves lead 1-0. 3 straight runners have reached here in the first inning. Single walk single, and Matt Olson is the Atlanta hitter. Man, love early runs in this ballpark. Let's get a few more. Pitch. Back to the netting. Strike 2. Matt Olson, somewhat quietly, guys, has had an outstanding road trip at the plate.
He has. He's been real impressive with runners in scoring position, something he struggled early this year. Starting to sit back and be aggressive. And I like what I see here, 0-2 count, but, you know, he's being aggressive, not sitting back, taking pitches.
2 on, nobody out, 1 in. The pitch hit a mile high to right. Right sunshine for Randall Grichuk, but he's underneath and puts that away for the game's first out.
Boy, he just missed that. Just got under it. That's that slider that he's had a bit of trouble with early on. Not really an 0-2 slider that you'd expect, but he got away with it here.
Matt left muttering and shaking his head. He'll file that away for his next at bat here in Game 4 of the series. Travis d'Arnaud is up. He's enjoyed hitting in Colorado. A 2-homer, career high 6 RBI game here on Thursday night. He also scored 3 runs.
In his career versus Feltner, 1 for 2 with the home run.
You hitters never forget that, do you?
No, never.
What's a game like that feel like, Beej? I mean, the best I can do is punch out the side a couple of times. For someone to go out there and hit 2 bombs and 7 RBIs, that's game-changing, legitimately game-changing.
I mean, you just drove in 6 RBIs. You probably don't do that in a whole week or 2. And you do it in 1 day.
Well, a spot here for Atlanta where you're happy with 1. You'd like a couple more if you can get them. Atlanta had 2 on, nobody out. Riley with a base hit. Now with Olson popping out, d'Arnaud in the batter's box and takes way high. Ball 2. Feltner had a great game last time out against the Marlins. 1 run, 4 hits, 7 innings for his first victory. But he has given up 7 runs in 17 innings coming into play today, and that's off the plate. 3-1.
It's a really nice take there.
Yeah, it is.
That's when you as a pitcher, you've made your pitch and you think you should be back in the count 2-2 right now.
Daza shifts to straightaway center. Now the pitch. And d'Arnaud got hit. And the bases are loaded for Atlanta. Walk. 2 singles and now a hit batsman, and another Atlanta roasting hot hitter is coming up. That's William Contreras.
Hope that didn't get him in a bony spot.
Ooh, forearm.
It's the right side of the forearm though.
Yeah, but man,
never feels good, right?
Never feels good, and then over time it just tightens up.
Well, he gets to play catch every day, so he's fine. We got to throw the ball
sure
back,
so.
loosen that up real quick.
So William Contreras gets the start as the DH for Atlanta today. Marcell Ozuna has the afternoon off. We'll tell you about Williams' heroics last night after a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Braves have won back-to-back extra inning games. First time that's happened for Atlanta since 2011. And William Contreras with a huge hit in the game last night. He drove in Marcell Ozuna for the second of 4 runs the Braves got in the 11th inning. There's a sinker for a strike. It's 0-1.
Contreras 6 for 17 with runners in scoring position. 9 RBI.
Well, a great chance for serious damage. Bases loaded, 1 out. And this is also part and parcel to the problems the Rockies have had over these last 26 games. Their starters are 3-13 with a .636 earned run average. Make them pay. The pitch. Nowhere near. 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, this has got to be his pitch right here. He's got to be geared up for a fastball. He's got
Yes.
no control of that other pitch. Bases loaded. You definitely don't want to go 3-1 here.
No. And you know his pitch is the 4-seamer, which is surprising to me here in Colorado.
The 2-1. Got the fastball, but missed it. Center cut. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's why he can throw that pitch. It just doesn't. It's got that little bit of a ride at the end of it, Beach. You can throw that 2-1, you know it's coming, middle, swing through it like that.
So here's a big pitch in the first inning.
One thing Contreras has been is really good with 2 strikes. Does a great job battling, putting the ball in play.
A Brave at every base, leading 1-0. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. And a good cut, fouled straight back. Braves are forcing up the pitch count for Mr. Feltner, 25 of them already. Rockies had to go deep into their bullpen last night too. Kinley, Bard, Colomé, and Chacin all worked behind Kyle Freeland. Let's see how it works out. The pitch, little tapper, breaking ball fouled away.
First curveball we've seen today.
Yeah.
Contreras this year with his 3rd at bat with the bases loaded, looking for his first hit. He does have an RBI that came on a walk. The 2-2 poked right side and just foul. That almost worked out beautifully. That's how the inning started, with a seeing eye hit down the line from Ronald, who has scored the game's first run.
Even the approach right there, B, just to get barrel, get some sort of wood on it to stay in the fight.
And that's what he's done so well this year, stay in the fight with 2 strikes.
Pitch number 28 is coming. And a check swing strikeout. Fastball lower quadrant. That was a pitcher's pitch.
Perfect pitch. Yep. 96. First time we've seen the velo really up to 96, and he hit perfect on the black pitch.
Oh, that's just frustrating there after a good battle.
But he's not out of the woods yet. Here's the man that greeted Feltner's first big league pitch with a home run. Ozzie Albies did that last year. Another one here would be nice. Swing and a shot, base hit right field. That's going to score 2. Ozzie Albies ambushed him again. How about that? 3, make that 2 first pitches, 3 RBIs, and Atlanta has a 3-0 lead.
Great job by Ozzie, seeing what Feltner's been doing. A lot of fastballs. Aggressive on that first pitch, Beach.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you remember your at-bats against pitchers, and you hit a home run off the first pitch. You faced him. Why not be aggressive on that first pitch? He did. 2-run single. Good start for Ozzie Albies.
And the Braves offense has 3 runs already, and they're not done yet. Here's Adam Duvall.
Boy, I hope that home run last night gets him in that groove.
And this is where, as a bullpen, Colorado's sitting out there, just everybody's looking at each other, wondering who it's going to be.
Well, let's find out early, shall we? That's in for a strike. Loved Adams' reaction after he hit the home run last night. I'm sure he was looking in the dugout as he rounded second base. He was grinning from ear to ear after his first homer in nearly a month.
And deservedly so. I had to feel real good.
Yeah, it takes a weight off your shoulders.
That was the crowning blow in the Braves' 4-run 11th inning. Jackson Stevens came on and retired 3 in a row to preserve a 6-2 Atlanta win in 11 innings. A.J. Minter got the victory. And the Braves off to a good start today. The 0-1 pitch.
That's a day you dream of as a bullpen yesterday. Everybody came in and did their job perfectly.
I mean, Peter, the Braves threw 7 innings of 1-hit relief in Colorado.
It's been the theme, just continued great pitching.
The pitch. 1-2.
Even Ian's line the other day, I said in the open, it looks way worse than what it was. He was brilliant the other night here. A couple of bad pitches, but Second time in Colorado.
9 strikeouts, 1 walk in that second start. And the Braves offense certainly helped too. The pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 32 pitches for Feltner in the top of the first inning. If Duvall reaches, the Braves will bat around in the opening inning with hot-hitting Michael Harris waiting on deck.
This is another example of when you rely so heavily on one pitch and you can't find that one pitch, how devastating it can be.
This is a manager's nightmare. Your starter out there throwing over 30 pitches in the first inning.
And if you weren't up late last night, this is what you missed from Adam Duvall against Julius Chassin.
That's just a good fastball running in on the hands. And that's the Adam Duvall I remember last year. Getting those hands in, barreling that ball up. That felt so good. Look at the smile, folks.
Just a couple of Braves fans here last night too.
It was great. Heck, this whole road trip has almost felt like home games. As Feltner delivers, and another big pop-up that's going to leak into the seats. And out of play, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good effort.
Fans get to see how high the sky is when those fly balls come out there.
That's one thing you do notice the first time you shag BP out here. It's the ball just carries different. You undercut the ball so often.
Yeah.
Again, the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Ozzie Albies will take off with a full count and 2 outs.
Good patience right here.
I think that's the other story of the Braves offense. Not striking out.
No.
Great approach, great results. 3-0 on 3 first inning hits. Ozzie leads. There he goes. The pitch is rolled foul.
Battle.
Good battle here. 8th pitch of the at bat here.
37 first inning pitches for the Rockies' young right-hander. And a breaking ball froze Duvall, and that will retire the side. The Braves saw 38 pitches. They hit 3 of them real hard and score 3 in the top of the first. Rockies 3-0 here at Coors Field. The Braves looking for their first ever 4-game sweep in the new Rockies home park. Their lineup is presented by Toyota. Buddy Black has shuffled things up a bit. Connor Joe back in the #1 spot. Peter mentioned Charlie Blackmon hitting 3rd. New additions to the lineup: Hilliard, Hampson, and Servin. 7, 8, 9, and they're running into Charlie Morton, who pitched in Arizona on the road trip and came away with a no decision against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent for the last couple of starts, but I feel like Charlie's found his curveball. He just needs to relax a little bit, and the fact that we're up 3-0 in this series, I think it can allow him to just be himself a little bit more, just calm down and not feel the pressure of trying to be the stopper.
How hard is it as a pitcher, starting or otherwise, Peter, to warm up, do your bullpen, get ready for the game, and then your offense comes out and you're glad to get the runs, but you have to sit for 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah, the only time I really get a chance to do that was when I would come out for a second inning. It's depending on the adrenaline, obviously, and depending on what happens. If I've come in and gotten out of a big situation and the adrenaline drops and then I have to go back out and throw another inning, it's different. But I think for Charlie, this is his normal routine. That's 2 strikes that he's thrown in this at bat that haven't been called already. So that's a good start.
You kind of see the frustration in Charlie walking behind the mound there.
I mean, Darno's sitting up the middle and he's not.
Got that one called. It was a sinker, thrown with some anger. 3 balls and a strike. Nate Tomlinson was the umpire last night. There was a lot of grumbling on both sides. Already Mike Michlinski's drawn the ire of Charlie Morton here in the first. And Connor Joe with a leadoff walk reaches base for the 32nd straight game. That's the 5th time the Braves have walked him in this series. So an inauspicious start for Charlie Morton.
Just seems like this is what happens, though. You're struggling to find the zone, you're struggling to find consistency, and you pound 2 on the corner and you don't get the call.
Buddy Black, the skipper of the Rockies, were 23-30 on the season. They hit the road to San Fran and San Diego after today's play. Jonathan Daza takes outside. Badness for Morton. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, a successful theme to our starting rotation was going strike 1. And we've seen the success throughout this whole series.
Seven pitches, 1 strike.
Technically.
Spoken like a true pitcher, but you're right. Those last 2 were not close at all. Daza, 1 for 8 in the series, hitting .339. The pitch. That got a corner. And 2-1 the count. That has been one of the issues for Charlie. Walks 1, but 2 high pitch counts.
Yeah.
He's been, the last month or so, about a 5-inning per game starter for the Braves. They'd like a little more from him today if they can get it. They'd also like a double play ball from the Colorado center fielder if Charlie can get the ball on the turf.
He throws a couple of those sinkers that he threw to Connor Joe. He'll get a ball to Dansby right here. Daza got the hit off Minter last night to the opposite field.
He did.
2-1 pitch. At the plate but low. It's 3-1. Charlie Blackmon's on deck. Daza way ahead in the count. Joe at first with a leadoff walk. The pitch. And back-to-back walks. Didn't see this coming. Now you've got Charlie Blackmon. And Rick Kranitz contemplating bubblegum or some Tums. So, Bertie, what's going on with Charlie Morton here in the first 2 hitters?
Well, I agree with you on the delayed chip. As a starting pitcher, when you come down and you get a long wait, your arm almost starts to shut down like you just threw a bullpen. So you have to go back in the tunnel, play catch a few times to see that it's going. The unusual part about this, it's not the curveball that he's having trouble settling in with, it's the fastball. And I like that pitch right there. Yeah, we've seen him spike the curveball early. Fastball command takes a little bit of time to settle in, but he's missing badly here. And we're in Colorado, guys, so not a lot of room for error. He has to figure it out quickly.
But do you think now that the runner's at second, he doesn't have to be as quick to the plate, can allow his timing to come back?
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think that helps. The Rockies shouldn't be double stealing right here, but he's got to just settle in, relax. You can see the frustration in his body language. I love the nickname Ground Chuck. How about a ground ball?
How about that changeup right there?
He's throwing that pitch a little more this year.
Yes, he is.
And he's quickly ahead of Charlie Blackmon. 2 on, nobody out. And he came back to get him. That is vintage Charlie Morton. 4-seam fastball up to finish the sequence. And there's your first out.
You could really see him get back on his back leg and time. He give himself a chance to load. His arm got a chance to catch up, and he hit it spot perfectly at top of the zone.
Almost like it was a riser. You see that from Darren O'Day, not Charlie Morton.
I guess that's part of the frustration for Charlie, is that he knows that the stuff is there, the velocity's there, the spin's there, everything's been there. It's just trying to get the mechanical parts all together to work at once.
This is Brendan Rodgers, who had a 3-homer game in their series finale with the Marlins. Since then, though, knock on wood, Rodgers is 2 for 14 against the Braves staff in this series. He'll have a good day if he keeps throwing it there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rogers, a .256 hitter, awaits the next. Bertie, I think the arm's back alive after that little shutdown you discussed that might have taken place after the long top of the first.
He just needed me to talk about him, Chip.
I like it. Keep talking.
And Blackman's walking back to the dugout saying, "Why'd you figure it out against me?"
1 ball, 2 strikes. For Rogers, here it is. Swing, fly ball, well hit left. At the track, leaping up, it's off the wall. That ricochets away from Duvall. That's going to score a couple of runs, and Rogers with a double makes it a 1-run game. So after 2 great pitchers duels the last 2 games, it figures in the finale we're off to a Coors Field start in game 4.
Curveball here, backup curveball, caught too much of the plate. Put wood on that. That's a tough play out there and left.
Yeah, but you got to get back to the wall. I mean, we've seen a couple of those during this trip where you're looking at the ball, trying to run back. You don't know where the wall is, and you jump when you probably could have stayed on your feet and made the catch. But you got to be aware, once you hit that dirt, you're close to that fence.
And as we've said this whole series, guys, you're going to give up your hits. You're going to give up your runs, generally speaking, in this ballpark. You can't walk people. 3 combined walks in this first inning. They've all scored. 2 for the Rockies here in the first, 1 for the Atlanta offense in the top half. This is Ryan McMahon, their third baseman. He's 1 for 11 in the series.
You could see that backup curveball was Charlie trying to make an adjustment after he pulled 2 into the left-handed batter's box.
At the belt of the new City Connect uniforms for the Rockies. They debuted those last night. Braves in their traditional road grays with Atlanta's script across the chest and the tomahawk as well. 3-2 first inning. And out of play by Ryan McMahon, a ball and 2 strikes. But Charlie's right. This is a great spot for that power curveball, that back foot breaking ball to left-hand hitters. Let's see if he unleashes that here ahead in the count with 1 out. Tried to, and it's fouled away.
It's a great call.
I have to go back to that at bat to Rogers. I mean, you just threw him fastballs where he couldn't catch up, fouled one off, but he was so badly behind the next fastball. I mean, why do you come back with a curveball? That's something that's probably the only pitch he could handle.
Yeah. Well, ideally, you're not trying to throw the one that backs up and stays in the middle of the plate. The plan was to try and get the one that's swing and miss in that situation.
Line drive base hit. That's into left field. Rogers around third is going to get the wave. Duvall bobbles the ball. McMahon on his way to second. High throw bounces into the chest of Ozzie Albies, and the game is tied. I'm guessing single E7, and the Braves couldn't hold a 3-0 first inning lead.
Wow. Not what you expected after the top of the first. And Charlie Morton on the mound.
All the first 3 games, really.
Yeah. RBI single, E7.
That's how I've got it scored. We'll wait for the official word, and yes, it is an error on Adam. And Randall Grichuk is the batter. Grichuk 2 for 10 in the series. Off to a wild start. 3-3 here in the first.
Grichuk's career numbers versus Morton. He's 6 for 15. One extra base hit.
So the happiest man in the ballpark right now is Ryan Feltner, the Rockies starter. He's got a tie game after a long first inning, and Charlie just can't throw anything with any kind of consistency here in the first inning. 25 pitches, 13 strikes.
You can see Travis is trying to set up middle just to give him a big target.
You can see Charlie's demeanor, though. He is so uncomfortable out there. He cannot find the strike zone.
That's where he's missed a lot with that fastball in the left-hand batter's box. 3-0 count.
As a hitter here, I mean, his fastball away is not working. You're almost looking for that curveball.
That's the third walk of the inning. And Rick Kranitz is on his way out. You could see the frustration of Charlie Morton in the first sequence with Connor Joe. A couple of strikes that he felt weren't called. Then the frustration at walking Daza. And he just hasn't been able to finish anyone off, with the exception of Charlie Blackmon, who saw the best sequence from Morton here in the first inning. So first inning trouble. 3-3 game, 2 on, 1 out. Sam Hilliard the batter, but first a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Cranny, the conversation would have gone simply, hey, you're all right. It's one pitch away, which seems like a cliche, but with Charlie on the mound, you're legitimately one pitch away. Get us a ground ball and get back at, get us swinging the bats again.
He just has not been able to get ahead of anybody yet.
Talk about first pitch strikes. He's faced 7 batters already, only 1 first pitch strike.
1-1 pitch to Sam Hilliard. Took a little off that breaking ball. And now is ahead of the Rockies left fielder. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Again, the frustration is Charlie knows that if he just can throw that curveball on a consistent basis, that he's going to be dominant again.
Lifted foul. It's 1-2. Something else Charlie has said, as you mentioned, Peter, his spin rates are good. His velocities are good. What hasn't happened is a lot of swing and miss. That's down for him this year for whatever reason.
I think it's because of pitches like that. That's something that we didn't see from Charlie a lot last year, was the pitches way out of the zone, up and away, or way out of the zone, down and into lefties.
A lot of non-competitive pitches.
Big misses.
And the bullpen phone is ringing already. So from 1-2 to 3-2.
I would guess the only guy out in the bullpen would be Dylan Lee.
Or Cruz.
Or Cruz to come in. I would probably say Dylan.
Yep, Dylan's the first one
Yes,
up.
he is.
Pitch. Swing and a miss. Morton needed that. Hilliard the second out, second strikeout in this first inning. And now truly Morton is one sequence away from getting out of the first inning with a 3-3 tie.
Great pitch there.
Yeah.
That's the curveball he's been looking for. Threw 2 earlier in the at bat as well. as I said, if he can just find that, he can start to roll.
Garrett Hampson is the hitter, a .226 mark with 9 RBIs. Hampson playing short. Iglesias gets the afternoon off. How many of you had the Rockies rookie right-hander throwing 38 first-inning pitches, and the Braves veteran Charlie Morton throwing 36 in the opening inning? But that's where we are. 3-3 game, 2 on and 2 outs. What's causing that glove side miss?
It can be so many things. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of Charlie's mechanics, but it feels like the timing of his land foot seems to be a little off. The timing between, there's a lot going on by the time he pulls his glove out of his hand and to get to release, and there's just so many things that can factor into it. Guys have spent a lot of time trying to shorten their arm action out to take a lot of that room for error out, and just obviously help protect their shoulders. But with Charlie, it's got to be so frustrating knowing that everything is working the way it's supposed to be, except for the touch, the feel.
Pitch number 40 coming up.
Hampson, the Rockies' 8th place hitter. Here it is. We talk all the time about how hitters sometimes have nothing to eliminate when they face a pitcher who has all of his pitches. Right now, Charlie's finding something, anything that he can go to with consistency here to get out of this first and keep the game tied. The 2-2. And he found it. He struck out the side, but Charlie Morton threw 41 pitches, and a wild first inning in Denver is in the books. New game, 3-3 after 1. It's basically a nothing game after 1. Everybody even after a wild 41-minute top and bottom of the first inning. So we'll see if Michael Harris can start a rally. He's on a great roll, fellas. He's our Georgia Natural Gas Impact Player of the Game.
Well, he is exactly what we thought he was. In Double-A, he was tearing it up. Got off to a slow start trying to put the ball in play, but now he is comfortable, relaxed, and look at those numbers. That 5-game hitting streak. 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, 3 runs. Starting to get comfortable. Not just defensively, but swinging the bat.
And right here, as a team, you've got to look at this and go, okay, 0-0, 0-0 after 1. Get out to a good start. Time to pick each other up. We all know what happened to Charlie, but
Little number back to the mound, and Feltner will get Harris on a comebacker, and that's how the second inning starts.
It's about how he carries himself from this point too. I think he can found something a little bit towards the end of that inning, get us through 5.
Yeah, but as a hitter right now, you got to take some pitches because Charlie's been on that mound a long time. Yeah, that was just a 2-pitch at bat there.
38 for Feltner in the first, 41 pitches for Charlie. As we go back to the top of the order, Acuna with a blue pit down the right field line. Scored on Austin Riley's base hit. So now it's a matter of survival for the starters and the bullpens alike. We'll see how that works out in game 4. 3-3 our score. The pitch. This is our final visit to Coors Field in 2022. It's already been a memorable one. This kid's got a good fastball.
Yeah, you can see the plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he comes at you from a lower angle, keeps the flat, gets that upshoot like a Billy Wagner, Craig Kimbrell style fastball. Minus a couple of clicks.
3-1 pitch. Line drive and a base hit for Ronald. He's 2 for 2.
I have a feeling this is going to be a wonderful offensive game for the Braves.
I have a feeling that one of my analysts in the booth is going to enjoy that more than the other. Ronald's 2 for 2.
Pitch up in the zone, looked like a curveball. Slider there.
Dansby walked in the first inning and scored on the Ozzie Albies hit. First 3 Braves hitters scored the first 3 runs, and a good cut from the Braves shortstop. Boy, Dansby's been on a tear.
Well, the last 2 games we hadn't seen a lot of offense, and all of a sudden the first inning.
Well, more in the first inning than we saw
the
last 2 games. Four combined walks lead to 3 runs. That's the lesson of Coors Field. As Feltner ready with his 0-1.
This umpire is consistent on both sides.
Good lead at first. And they chase Acuna back. It is tough to win a series here. Heck, it's tough to win a game here as a visiting club.
Is it ever?
Braves have never swept 4-game series at Coors Field. They've got a great shot today as Ronald started then stopped, and a breaking ball that Dansby thought was outside, and it appears to have been. That changes the dynamics of this sequence. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Acuna around second is going to stop. Back-to-back hits. Acuna and Swanson, and Austin Riley's coming back up.
Such a great piece of hitting after getting a call against you off the plate.
Yep.
Not letting that affect you at all. Dansby doing what he does.
And that's the most impressive thing, you know, being mentally tough there. You get a call that probably was a ball. Then you got 2 strikes, you got to battle. You did not let that affect you.
Austin Riley's 8th RBI of the road trip came in his first at bat. Atlanta already with 5 hits in the game. Feltner makes his 50th pitch, and that missed high and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I really love this matchup. Fastball. Feltner throws a lot of fastballs.
Yes, he does.
Austin, if he misses middle in.
If he does that, Riley might hit it out to Todd Helton's restaurant. It's under the Toyota sign on the pavilion level in left field here at Coors Field.
I was patrolling that level during the All-Star game last year.
Were you?
I was. I'm a baseball dork.
Even if you take away baseball. 2 balls, no strikes. Line drive toward right. Drifting back is Grichuk. He'll have room. Ronald's going to tag and move up from second to third, and they're at the corners with 2 outs. I thought you might have been looking for some of the baseballs the Rockies hit against you in your career out in that space 485 feet away. And Matt Olson, the batter. As you said, Peter, he just missed in his first at bat.
Yeah, got to an 0-2 count. Got the slider that wasn't quite the 0-2 slider he was expecting and just got under it. But he's seen it now, and I like the at-bats that Matt's been putting up over the last couple of weeks, this whole road trip, really.
Stay aggressive, Matt.
2-on, 2-out tie game. Nothing in one. And an even count. These 2 hits and some longer counts is giving Charlie Morton a chance to reset. In a tie game at 3, let's see if Olson can untie it. That's high, 2-1.
Well, the Braves have scored 25 runs in this series, 12 of them with 2 outs.
That's huge. Man, those 2-out RBIs, those 2-out hits carries you.
Back out of play toward us. It's even 2-2. Swanson at first, Ronalds at third, Matt Olson. No shift, the pitch. Tried the slow curve and missed badly with that. Now Dansby gets a head start. He'll be off to the races with Darno on deck. He was hit by a pitch and has a grand slam in the series. It'd be nice to bring him up with the bases loaded. Joe backs up at first. Dansby takes off the pitch. High fly ball belted deep center field at the track, at the wall. Hey, it's way out of here.
Bases empty, works 2, Chip.
Man, just a great at bat right there. He's seen every pitch from Feltner. 3-2 count. He wasn't looking to walk in that situation.
He needs to walk past and tell Travis that I ain't let you have all the RBIs.
Exactly.
Save some for the rest of us.
Straight away center field.
Matt wasn't going to miss his pitch again. Center cut and to the deepest part of the ballpark. The Braves have scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and now had the lead back. For Matt Olson, he's over the 400 career RBI mark now with that 3-run homer. He's 1 career homer away from 150.
And I'm going to need a refill of coffee.
441 feet. Straight away center field.
So Feltner's about to make his 60th pitch. That was a good result. 0-2. So Matt Olson, his second homer of the road trip. He's knocked in 11 runs.
You want to talk about picking up Charlie Morton? Braves offense just said, we got you.
Look at that emergency hack.
That's the difference, man. That is.
It is. That is the difference. Especially on this road trip.
It's kind of been missing over. Guys have been so focused on trying to launch, and I think there's been a real shift back to quality at bats and battling out, getting pitch counts up.
Well, I've said it before. First, the 0-2 pitch. The line in the sand for this offense might have been that real rough patch of 3 games where they struck out 45 times against the Padres and the Brewers. It was tough to watch. They knew that.
Yeah, that Milwaukee series was the series that Kevin Seitzer just kept getting on all the guys to change your sights, have a plan, and it's finally paying off.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. That's outside.
And then the Philly series where they rattled off 38 hits and 32 singles and put together great at bats.
So 38 pitches seen by the offense in the first inning, 26 pitches seen by the batsman here in the second. And as you guys have said, 2 out runs Braves have 5 of them in the first 2 innings today.
And I think if you can look back over this road trip with 2 outs, they've done a lot of damage, this offense.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Another full count. There have already been 106 pitches in this game. We are not out of the 2nd inning. So back east, if you haven't made your dinner plans, stick around with us for the 7th inning stretch. And of course, Braves Live after we finish off a road trip with a sweep. Little number back to the mound, and that will retire the side. Matt Olson with a 3-run homer with 2 outs. Atlanta has scored 6 runs in their first 2 trips to the plate in Colorado. Charlie Morton, the stage is yours. The Braves have given him his second 3-run lead. Second for the Braves, Charlie Morton with his second 3-run lead as the Rockies 9-1-2 hitters are coming up. Let's take a look at our racetrack fueling up feature. The road has been kind for the Braves of late.
Last 11 road games, 7-4 with a 5.3 run per game. You take that, Chip.
Well, they've surpassed it already. Here in game 4.
If you remember, it was the road trip that got us rolling last year as well. We went on a road trip and came back and started to really fire.
San Diego road trip, I believe.
Well, there was that one out west, but the one before that, Washington, Miami, Baltimore. The Braves went undefeated.
That's right. Yep.
On that road trip. Took control of the East and won the division for the 4th straight year. A win today would give the Braves a 5-2 road trip and a 5-game winning streak. Charlie Morton needs a quick inning. He'll face Brian Serven, the catcher, batting 9th.
Look how close to the dish he is, but BJ.
And that's the pitch I would throw him every time, being that close to the dish.
Serven made some history for the Rockies. His first 2 big league hits were homers. That's a nice start. And Morton sees exactly what you guys see.
Yeah. I would stay right there. I would throw a sinker in right here.
Foul to the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Much better from Charlie already. Feels like he's in a little bit of a rhythm. He's got to finish right here. Talk about action pitches. He wants some action on this pitch right here.
Got some, but pulled foul. Bertie, did you see any discussions with Charlie Morton in between his first inning and his second inning of work in this game?
I did not see any. I know that Charlie is frustrated with himself a little bit. And, you know, we've talked about this before, and I think Peter can attest to this. As a reliever, you just don't have a lot of time to settle in. Starters, if you want to get to a starter, you got to get to him early. Could be seeing a little bit of this right now.
2-strike hit for Serven. And the Rockies are trying to answer in a wild start here at Coors Field. They're not going to let us get out of town easy, are they?
Absolutely not. I mean, this is what you expect.
But I do think he has to settle in. And look, this is one of those days where I like Buddy Black's comments. First game of the series, we said we tell our pitchers to outpitch the other guy. So you have to forget about your ERA, realize it's going to be one of these days. It's a struggle, and you have to get through it. And if he can give the guys, the Braves, 3, then 4 innings, maybe 5, could be a victory.
Charlie's having a little bit more luck on the inside corner to these right-hand hitters in the second. He walked Connor Joe on 5 pitches in the first inning. Joe on base now 32 straight games. Morton could use a double play ball. The Braves have a shift on, and he hits it the other way, and that's curling into the sun-splashed fans off to our right.
just see Connor Joe's approach there. You can see 3 infielders on the left side. He's just trying to keep his hands in and just drive it through that gap.
Joe didn't mean to, and stays alive 0-2. They weren't able to stay up late with us for the first 3 games of this series. Joe was briefly in the Braves system. Played with the Gwinnett Stripers in 2017, a deal for Sean Rodriguez. Then the Reds got him in the Rule 5 draft, and here he is with Colorado. That's in the dirt. Connor's no kid. He's 29. He'll be 30 in August.
Sometimes it takes a little longer. Pete?
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first. Braves by 3. That roundabout way to get to the big leagues for Connor Joe, not without some serious bumps as well. He's a cancer survivor as well. And one of many young players who couldn't play in 2020 due to COVID. This one jammed him. Riley, gloves, fires to second, and Ozzie stretches out to get the lead runner. Servant is forced. Joe at first, and Jonathan Daza's coming up.
And that's what you're used to seeing from Charlie when he's locked in, with that curveball's working and he's able to throw the fastball off of it. He gets a lot of broken bats, a lot of weak contact.
So that's the first out made by the Morton defense behind him. All 3 outs in the first inning were via strikeouts.
So, Peter, how long did it take you to get to the big leagues?
Well, the first time didn't go very well. And then I spent 8.5 years away from the game. Then I came back at 27.
27. Wow.
Daza has the 3rd best batting average in the National League. .339 coming into play today. He walked and scored in the first. But that's a great story too, Peter, because I think a lot of fans think, well, you have to be drafted to get to the major leagues. This sport is filled with guys who went undrafted or got hurt and discovered a new way back to the game after, as you said, a long intermission.
Yeah, guys changing from position players to pitchers and vice versa. It's just, there's not one way, there's not one script that you got to follow to be able to get here. Do it any way you want, any way you can.
Yeah, how about Kenley Jansen, who was a catcher?
1-1 pitch. And I guess really the point of it is, if you have talent, someone is going to see you somehow, some way. Jackson Stevens is a perfect example of that. I think it was Jose Yepes, the Braves bullpen catcher, was managing him, or was general managing a team in Mexico, and said, hey, we need to take a look at this guy. Walt Weiss used to manage Tyler Matzik here in Colorado. Recommended Tyler to the Braves, and his life turned around. So never forget the scouts. As Morton turns loose a 1-2 and struck out his man looking. 4 strikeouts for Charlie. He's an out away from a shutdown second inning.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was a changeup.
It looked like a changeup to a right-hander, which is surprising.
And Peter, if there's been one pitch that the Braves have employed beautifully in this series, it has been that pitch, not just from the relievers, but Ian Anderson, Strider threw a few last night, and Max Fried even sprinkled in a couple.
Jesse Chavez threw a few. It's been, yeah, it's been an effective pitch, and if he can start throwing that to right-hander hitters as well as the curveball.
This was the best sequence for Charlie in the first inning. He got ahead of Charlie Blackmon and then finished him up with, as Brian said, what appeared to be a rising fastball. So Blackmon's 0 for 1. Matt Olson's 3-run homer in this second inning has given the Braves their second 3-run lead. On the ground, Matt smothers that. He'll pick it up in foul territory and apply the tag. And that will retire the side. That one looked like it might have hurt. Matt Olson took one off the chest, but Charlie Morton shuts him down in the second, and the Braves lead again by 3.
By your local Hyundai dealers.
Wild start for Game 4 in Colorado. We'd expect nothing less. Already 9 runs, 9 hits after 2 innings. Well over 100 pitches combined for Ryan Feltner and Charlie Morton. But the Rockies' young righty has surrendered 6 runs to the surging Braves offense, and he'll run into William Contreras leading off the 3rd. He got Contreras on a check swing with arguably his best pitch of the game. Fastball down and away that William couldn't connect with. And he's still trying to find the range with that breaking ball. That was a good slider. It's 0-2.
Nice bounce back inning from Charlie last inning. Like Birdie said, hopefully he can just 1 inning at a time.
And Contreras down on another breaking ball. 3 strikeouts for Feltner. That's how the top of the 3rd starts. And Ozzie Albies the hitter. I'm guessing Mr. Feltner's not going to give Ozzie much good to hit on the first pitch. Remember, he homered off him on the first big league pitch he threw. He greeted him with a 2-run ambush single in the Braves' first. Breaking ball, and Ozzie was just out in front. Wants that one back. Strike 1. You know, I made a bold promise at the start of the road trip. I said Ozzie's going to hit a home run in either Arizona or Colorado. He's gone 38 games without a home run. Ground ball toward first. Joe smothers that, and a perfect feed for the 2nd out.
Joe can do it all.
Good player.
Outfield, first base.
And that'll bring up Adam Duvall. Adam struck out looking in the Braves' first inning. Adams' 3rd home run here last night. And Feltner didn't like that ball. He wants a new one. The pitch, Peter, might have been so bad it ended up good.
Maybe it didn't move the way he was expecting it.
1-strike pitch. So he's gone to that breaking ball here in the 3rd inning. It's been very effective for him.
That's when he struck out Duvall his first at bat. 3-2 curveball. Froze him.
Fastball rifled toward left center field. They had a shift on. Duvall's going to run forever. He's around first, on his way to second. Head down. He's going to go to 3rd. Relay throw is going to be late. Adam Duvall with a triple. His first of those on the year.
Break out the oxygen, guys. Oh, you love hitting those balls in the gap, but you know once you get on 3rd base, you'll be sucking some air.
I think I can. I think I can.
Exactly.
And now Adam knows he can.
Oh, Michael, drive him in.
Harris with a 5-game hitting streak. Tapped out his first time up. And there's the breaking ball to strike. Lucas Gilbreth is warming in the Colorado bullpen. Another hit might bring him in. On the ground to second. And the peg to first from Rogers is high but in time. And that's the inning for Atlanta. Adam Duvall is heating up, folks. His third hit of the series, a 2-out triple, and the Braves lead at 6-3.
Welcome back to Colorado, everybody. Braves up 6-3 in the third. I'm behind the umbrella. Yes, I have on shades because the sun catches up on you quick here. Out on the mound, Charlie Morton trying to figure out some things, settled in better in that second inning. Talking to catching coach Sal Fasano, he said something very interesting. He said, Paul, you always put the glove where you want the ball.
There's that ball near the pole and curling foul.
And assume that breaking balls are not going to break. Sometimes pitchers like to throw to the glove and then they factor in the break and it may bounce. He said here you can't do that, so you'll never give a glove target middle or third. You always put it on the corner and low.
That's interesting strategy. We'll see, Bertie, how it works out for Morton here in the third inning. Rogers flirted with a solo home run with the first pitch of the sequence. He has a 2-run double. This one a base hit the other way. So Rogers quiet in this series until today. He's 2 for 2. And Morton back to the stretch in the bottom of the third inning.
Just a great job beating the shift. Not trying to do too much.
Yeah, knowing where they're not. After crushing the ball down the line, foul. His sights were set. Right field.
Ryan McMahon has an RBI hit. That was to left. Ball was bobbled by Adam Duvall, but nothing came of that as Morton got out of the first inning with just 3 runs across. Matt Olson a 3-run homer, the difference in the game. As Charlie's curveball is cut on and missed. Strike 1 for McMahon.
Another change up there. See him trying to figure it out.
Julius Chassin has gotten up now in the Rockies bullpen. The pitch is hammered into right field. That's going to get down on a hop in front of Ronald, and 2 are on with nobody out. So Rogers and McMahon are combined 4 for 4. Randall Grichuk will be the hitter. And this is where the managers really have to strategize and know the state of their bullpens in a game like this. You have a veteran pitcher. You're fortunate enough to have the lead. You got to trust Charlie Morton. And then you got to trust your instincts and figure out when to go get him if things aren't going to turn out the way you hope. But Black knows all about that. So does Walt Weiss, the Braves bench coach who managed here for a number of years. Grichuk didn't get it. Strike 1.
We have the advantage of, I know we used some guys last night, but they didn't throw too much. Then most of them all, except for maybe AJ Minter, might be available tonight. And with what Max was able to do the night before.
Yeah, but you got to figure Dylan Lee is probably your long guy out there. And he was impressive in his one outing here in Colorado.
One ball, one strike for Randall Grichuk, the Colorado right fielder. 2 on, nobody out. And Charlie and Travis can't get together on the signs. One pitch. Right back where it came from. It's off Morton. He's got to force it third, and he makes the play.
Wow, that's a great reaction from Charlie. I think he thought the ball was hit, obviously a little bit harder than it was. Deflected it and was able to make the play at third.
See where it got him.
Glove to arm to shoulder, maybe the tip of the fingers.
That's just being instinctive, though. Making the play, going to third base. That's knowing the situation before it comes to you.
Exactly.
Braves training staff is out to check on Charlie. Brian Snitker is going to come to the conversation too.
I think it's his fingers or something to do with his hand. Maybe he's trying to get a little feeling back in there, see if he can make a pitch, see if he can throw a warm-up pitch. I'm sure he's negotiating to stay in. Just put everything up to try and protect himself, and I think it just clicked him on the finger.
Well, we'll know with a couple of warm-up tosses how it's feeling.
Sounded good.
Snit wants to make sure. You know, Charlie wants to stay in the game, but you see him looking at his right pitching hand as that ball clipped him off the bat of Randal Grichuk. This is where you want an honest answer from a seasoned pro like Charlie Morton.
This seems like a negotiation here, honestly. It seems like Charlie's trying to fight to stay in the game, and Rick and Snit might be trying to convince him that it's best to come out. Don't want to do any further damage.
See Dylan Lee out there trying to warm up.
Well, he won the argument for now.
Yes,
tip of the
right.
finger. I think a lot of it would be trying to get that feeling back into the ends of your fingers more than anything. And I would suggest that they're going to have somebody warming up just in case right now.
So we're not seeing Charlie flex his pitching hand at all. He's got a grip on the baseball. He took, what, 6-7 warm-up tosses between the injury itself, the first meeting, and Snit and Rick Kranitz leaving the field. So he's going to try to stay in and take care of Sam Hilliard and Garrett Hampson here in the third inning. 6-3 Braves lead. On the ground, Olsen spins and fires to second. Dansby with the play. Another forced play. McMahon to third. Hilliard at first. 2 outs.
It's a good play right here. I thought Matt was just going to get the show out at first base, but a great spin and perfect throw to Dansby.
Interesting, too, that Hilliard swings at the first pitch after Morton looked like he couldn't have any feeling in his fingertips. That might be a big break. Let's see how it works out with Hampson, who struck out his first time up. Two on, 2 out. The Braves lead by 3. Back out of play. That batted ball looked like a glancing blow, but there was more to it than just hard contact, I guess, Peter.
Yeah, I think it kind of came off the end of the bat, spun a little bit weird. It wasn't hit particularly hard, and you could just see him trying to protect himself. You'd think it's going to be 110 miles an hour.
Great jump. Runner goes and fouled away by Hampson. Hilliard had second base stolen, but
yeah,
Braves will take that break. 0-2 the count.
That's your first instinct. I know, because I had so many balls hit back at me in 18. Your first instinct is to protect yourself any way you can. Whether that's glove, obviously, is the first instinct, but for Charlie there, it was a case of trying to protect himself with everything. Clipped his fingertips.
So 69 pitches for Charlie Morton. Number 70 is a little low. No chase by Hampson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brian Serven, the 9th place hitter and Colorado catcher, waits on deck.
I knew my career might have been coming to an end when pitchers were hitting line drives off me. Jake Arrieta hit a line drive off me one day, and this is it. This is it for me.
You don't give pitchers credit for hitting?
On the ground, Dansby will vacuum that up, and Charlie Morton escapes a batted ball and third inning trouble. He's through 3. Braves lead by 3, and the top of the order, and Ronald coming up next. MLB.TV is now $114.99. Watch all the out-of-market regular season games live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for all the details. Ronald Acuna Jr. looks to cream Julius Chassin as he starts the 4th inning. Acuna is 2 for 2 in the game. Ryan Feltner gone after 7 hits, 6 runs, 71 pitches in 3 innings. In his second look at the Braves. We saw Chassin last night. 4 runs, 3 hits in an inning. Chassin has really been battered on the mound for the Rockies. And a check swing has Acuna behind 0-1.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. There's no secrets. Sinker, slider, the occasional curveball. Tries to get you to swings at balls out of the zone.
6-3 Braves in the 4th. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. A Matt Olson 3-run homer, the difference in the game. And off the knuckles of Acuna, off to our right and into the seats where a fan from Littleton, Colorado made the play.
Good to see Ronald hit a home run. He hasn't hit one in a while. 2 on the season so far.
May 7th. Came against a good one, Corbin Burns. The pitch. Line drive. Ronald's 3 for 3. What about that 2-strike swing from Acuna?
Gotta love it. I mean, he's just falling right in line with what the other guys are doing. 2 strikes. Tough battle.
And he's on pace to go 9 for 9.
I just love the way these hitters are starting to grind out at bats.
8 Atlanta hits. Acuna has 3 of them. Dansby Swanson is up for the 3rd time. He's walked, singled, and scored twice.
Look, reality, early in the season when the hitters get 2 strikes, we were sitting here saying, oh, it's a strikeout. But not lately. These guys are grinding it on 2 strikes. That's Acuna's first 3-hit game of the season.
Won't be the last either. Dansby took a shot. Fouled over to the Littleton, Colorado section again. One of the fans waving his hat saying, hit it the other way. I agree with him. Dansby split a gap someplace. They have a great fan base here in Colorado, much like Atlanta. It's so fun playing before packed houses. We'll do that again starting Tuesday night. Pitch. Just a bit low.
Great take. Show take right there, Big Joe.
Yep.
Last night's crowd here over 41,000. They had 33,000 for Max Fried's masterpiece. 26,000 fans greeted us for the opening game of the series. We've seen some great action. The pitch, runner goes, good jump, pitch high, Servin's throw is late. Ronald Acuna has just stolen his 10th base.
Perfect pitch to throw a runner out. Great jump by Ronald.
Such a quick first step.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's a motorcycle that he's revving. It's not a scooter or a moped. It's got to be a...
Probably a Harley Davidson.
Exactly. 3 balls and a strike. RBI chance for Dansby here as Chacin can't get together with Servin on the signals. Is he having pitch comm problems? Think so. Yep, he's got the communications device out of the hat. And so while the Rockies get the mechanical devices lined up, let's step aside for a quick word from Academy Sports and Outdoors.
With our free in-store assembly and pre-assembled grills and smokers, buy online at academy.com and pick up in-store. So keep those grilling plans at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Peter, I thought the pitch count was supposed to speed up the game.
It will when they get it 100% right. I'm sure it will.
Or better batteries. Who knows? 3 balls and a strike. The pitch. And Dansby walks for the second time. Great start to the inning. This is a chance, guys, for the Braves, with all due respect to Julius Chacin, to really drop the hammer and build a big, big lead. You don't know how much longer Charlie Morton is going to be able to go. And you've got the right guy coming up who's had a great series, Austin Riley.
Austin Riley is on fire. He has found his stride. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 8 runs. Look at the OPS, 1309. And another big situation for him. And how about runners in scoring position? Braves 3 for 8 today, 17 for 46 in the series. Hitting 369, Pete.
It's beautiful.
10 multi-hit games since the middle of May. And in this series, Riley's the first Brave to have a single, double, triple, and home run in the same series since Eddie Rosario's cycle against San Fran last year. He is on fire.
A different approach here. A lot of fastballs from Feltner. I have a feeling Chacin's going to try and get him to swing at that slider, curveball, something soft outside.
Let's see if the Braves' Silver Slugger can add to a 6-3 lead in the 4th inning. There's nobody out. And a bad miss from Chacin, a sinker. 2 balls and a strike. Was all over that. Whew. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That was not the intended location of that fastball, I would dare guess.
And Peter, I'm assuming that's why Chacin's taking a little stroll behind the pitching rubber.
Yeah, he knows he got away with one there.
A single and walk for Acuna and Swanson here in the 4th inning. And that backed up, and Riley couldn't pull the trigger. So Austin caught looking. That's out number 1 for the Atlanta offense. And Matt Olson's coming up. Last time he was up in this situation, things worked out great.
It's a perfect Colorado pitch right there, trying to go down and away, and the breaking ball just backs up, and you see spin, but it just never goes anywhere,
Yeah.
Beach.
Oh, you know Riley's going back to the bench, kicking himself right there.
Olson's 7th home run gave the Braves the lead again. And it was a missile. I mean, an absolute moonshot to straightaway center, 415 feet away into the evergreen trees. So Matt beginning to roll as that was tipped into the glove of Servin, the catcher. Even count. Lights are on here in Denver. A few puffy clouds overhead. Pitch. Inside corner. Matt backed away from that. Braves trying to head home with a 5-2 trip, a 5-game winning streak, and a chance to maybe gain a little ground on the Mets, who are losing in LA today. First, the 1-2 pitch, and that's spun up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mets came back and won last night in Los Angeles, so the Braves trail them by 8.5 games at the start of play today.
Alonso went deep twice. Lindor hit a 3-run homer.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Olson didn't get an off-speed pitch and is out number 2. Travis d'Arnaud's the batter. d'Arnaud has been hit by a pitch and tapped out to the mound. Let's see if he can bring home a run. Yes, you lead by 3, but 2 on, nobody out. These are the kinds of situations you want to capitalize on in this ballpark.
That's right, Chip. Keep adding on runs.
Fly ball center, and drifting back is Daza. He almost misplayed that into a triple. So d'Arnaud hits it sharply, but the Braves failed to score in the 4th. 6-3 game.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
As we said in our opening comments, the Braves hoping to leave town on a Rocky Mountain high. They lead game 4, trying to win all 4 games here at Coors Field. And guys, this is great news. Charlie Morton is going to come back out and go to work in the 4th inning after a batted ball nicked him on the right pitching hand.
Yeah, really good to see. I think he found something last couple of innings. Certainly throwing more strikes. Almost 50-50 in the 1st inning, and then he was able to throw 23 strikes and only 7 balls the last 2.
He starts off the Rockies 4th with the catcher Brian Servin, who singled on a 2-strike count his first time up. And in for a strike, it's 0-1. And this is what happened in the last inning. Randall Grichuk, a little tapper.
I'm hoping it just clipped him on the back of the fingers and didn't get him flush at the point.
So what's the big concern when a ball spins like that on fingertips or fingernails?
It's just it's more the pressure of being hit. The spin will obviously might rip it with the seams, but it's more just the pressure of the actual smack of the ball.
It looked like he closed his hand, though, at least to save those fingers. So I'm hoping it was just like off the knuckle part. Yeah, he had it closed. So hit the back of the hand.
And the upper arm too, which for a right-hand pitcher is not a good combination. Hands and pitching arm with that batted ball. So we'll see if Charlie can grit his way through the fourth inning, maybe get through 5. He's thrown a lot of pitches, 74 of them. But he leads by 3. And on the ground into the shift. Ozzy's got it. Long throw, and Olsen reaches out to scoop that up for out number 1. Always good to get the leadoff man. That's the first time in this game Morton's retired the first batter in a Colorado offensive inning.
And with 2 back-to-back really good curveballs. The one before was outstanding. This one caught a little bit more plate, but good enough to get serve and hit the ball on the ground, which is exactly what Charlie needs.
Connor Joe making his 9th start at first base for the Rockies. As we mentioned, C.J. Cron has not had much luck in his career against Morton, so Joe can play first base adequately. We know he can get on base. And a strike.
Back to Bass. First pitch cutters.
Yes, but first pitch strikes.
The 0-1 pitch is way outside.
That's the one that he's trying to eliminate. That's the one that's making him so frustrated.
On the ground to Dansby. Bobble, but it bounced right back to the glove. When things are going well defensively, that's what happens. And Charlie Morton has 2 ground ball outs in a row here in the 4th inning, and Jonathan Daza coming up.
Didn't panic at all, stayed on it, and made a perfect throw over to Matt Olson.
2 up, 2 down in the 4th. Daza has struck out, walked, and scored. Morton's thrown strike 1 to 7 straight Colorado hitters.
You know, watching Dansby make that play right there, that's something that Ron Washington always tells those guys. If you bobble the ball, don't panic. Stay relaxed and make the play. And you see these guys do it time and time again.
That just missed inside, even count. Well, all that hard work that Wash and his Chargers do before each and every game has paid off in this series on this road trip. For the most part for Atlanta. 1 ball, 1 strike. Even when the Braves have a show and go day, which they had yesterday, even on a getaway day like today after a long road trip when everybody's thinking about finishing the series off right and getting home, that man and his infielders are out doing their drills before the game. And Charlie Morton gets a fastball to swing and miss. And Daza's retired, and he has his first 1-2-3 inning. Maybe he's finding it. 6-3 Braves in game 4. Braves baseball from Colorado is presented by Truist. We have reached the 5th inning. It's 6-3 Braves. All the offense for both clubs came in the 1st and 2nd innings of game 4 of this series. Atlanta with 3 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd. We'll start the 5th with William Contreras facing Julius Chacin. Contreras has struck out twice today, and that backed up and shaved off the inside corner. 0-2 for the Braves' designated hitter today.
It's 2 balls off the plate.
Yeah, I would be upset if I'm Contreras right there. And I mean, that last pitch that Slaughter was not a strike.
Fly ball pretty well hit to left. Look at that ball carried to the warning track, but the park will hold it. And Contreras is retired for out number 1.
Well, he steals 2 strikes and then quick pitches in with a breaking ball. Chacin's got all the tricks.
Yeah, the old crafty veteran.
And William hit that ball about 345 feet. So 4 straight set down by Chacin. Here's Ozzie Albies. He's got a 2-run single. He swings the first one and hits that to Daza in straightaway center. And very quickly, it's 2 up, 2 down. Adam Duvall is the batter. He's 1 for 2. He's our Inside the Numbers feature brought to you by Hyundai.
Last 8 games at Coors Field, 308. 6 extra base hits. And he's adding to that with that triple today. Starting to see the ball pretty good. Had to feel good hitting that long ball last night.
This is a matchup Duvall has enjoyed. Including last night, Duvall now 4 for 10 against Chacin with 3 homers with those 4 hits. (6-3) Atlanta. Some insurance would not hurt in these middle innings. The pitch. That's hit in the air to the right side. And a ball and 2 strikes. Hey, send us some of that. That looks pretty good.
That looks good.
Very comfortable day in Denver today. With a gentle breeze blowing in. The pitch. Swing and a rocket hit toward the gap in right center. Will it stay high enough? It's off the new plexiglass wall. Daza drops the ball. And Duvall in at second with a 2-out double. Mentioned that last night. That's one of the big changes they've made in this ballpark to give their pitching staff some help. 4 or 5 years ago, that's in the bullpen for a homer. Yep. Here, it's a double.
So encouraging by Duvall here. Gets a fastball in the outside corner, drives that to right center beach.
Yeah, I mean, that's no bloop shot. That's a bullet to right center field.
And Bud Black had Lucas Gilbreth warming up. Looks like he's going to bring Gilbreth on, the left-hander, to face Michael Harris, with the Braves trying to add on here in the 5th inning. Chacin gave the Rockies an inning and 2/3 of 2-hit shutout relief to this point. The Braves enjoy a 6-3 lead in Game 4 at Coors Field.
GMC Sierra heavy-duty truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
That looks a lot like Peter and BJ on their shopping excursion on the off day here in Denver, Colorado. As Lucas Gilbreth will come on to face Michael Harris. The Rockies going, BJ, for the lefty-lefty matchup. Michael is more than holding his own in these spots.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Bud Black studied the stats. I mean, he loves hitting off lefties. 5 for 12 so far.
Over his head. Late break by Duvall. Bad throw. It's into left field. And Duvall will come home and score. And the Rockies' defense continues to be offensive. The Braves are gifted a run. It's 7-3.
Well, if a pitch gets what it deserves, that's exactly what that pitch deserved. Curveball at his head, bounces off the wall, and then a throwing error allows Duvey to... That might have clipped him. Did it clip him, or is it...
No, it missed him, but, I mean, hey, you can't knock the catcher for trying to throw him out. That ball came right back to him. He makes a good throw there. It's a close play.
Yep.
What do they say? If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Man, oh man, 27 errors for the Rockies in their last 27 games, and the Braves get a gift run. Unbelievable. 7-3. And you're Bud Black. You bring in the lefty. You go with the lefty-lefty matchup. Wild pitch, throwing error, and Duvall scores from second. Thank you very much. And Harris chased one off the plate, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's the inning. But a Colorado wild pitch in error adds to the Atlanta lead. It's 7-3. For Hyundai Sunday, the Braves and Rockies coming at you from the Mile High City in Denver, Colorado. Paul Bird, Brian Jordan, Peter Moylan, and I with you for Game 4 of this series. Charlie Morton, a 1-2-3-4, is trying to will his way, fellas, through 5. He now has a 4-run lead with Charlie Blackmon leading off.
That's exactly what he's done. The first inning, 41 pitches, and then innings 2 through 4, 41 pitches with 32 strikes.
Now that's making an adjustment.
Well, look, he's been around a long time. Charlie Morton knows he has to get through this 5th inning with the lead to qualify for the win. As hard as he has had to work, you know he wants 3 more outs at least with a 7-3 lead. And Blackmon couldn't check his swing, and that costs him strike 2. But look, these are games where and why you value veteran starting pitching. Charlie's been through this before. Rough first inning, but the Rockies haven't scored since. And he still can't find the mark with that fastball. He's split the left-hand batter's box with that more often than he's split the plate. The 2-2 pitch. And Blackmon is retired on strikes. 6 strikeouts for Charlie Morton today.
That's exactly what the frustration has got to be at that point, especially with that pitch before, to be able to come back and then hit your spot so perfectly the very next pitch. I don't think it's overthrowing. He's not at that point in his career where he's going to be overthrowing. I think it's something mechanical. It looks like something maybe rotational that's causing him to spin off.
Looks like he's all the way on the corner, the right corner of that mound.
The first base side of the pitching rubber. As Brendan Rodgers digs in, he's had a perfect day and takes low. Birdie, what are you seeing?
Well, I just want to say that it's not going to show up in the box score tomorrow, but this is, for me, the best outing of Charlie Morton for this year because of everything that he has had to go through to give this team a lead in the 5th inning.
Fly ball left center field. Duvall and Harris on the run. That ball is gone. Brendan Rodgers has a home run. He's a triple away from the cycle, and the Rockies get a run back.
Wow, when he hit that ball, I thought Harris had a chance to catch it. That ball was blistered out there. Nice, easy swing by Rodgers.
Beat him to the spot. So Rodgers with 6 homers. Morton still has a 3-run lead. McMahon is 2 for 2, 2 singles. And Paul, your point's taken. This has been a struggle for Charlie. 41 pitches in the first inning. That's the first hit for Colorado since the 3rd inning, their first run since the opening frame. And he's trying to will himself through 5 innings in a tough place.
Yeah, again, I don't know what the rest of this outing holds, but him just being here for me, if you would have told me this in the first, I would have said no way. That would have taxed the bullpen. That would have caused a rippling effect for the next couple days to come, even with the off day, using more guys here in Colorado, getting hit on the hand, staying in there. He's been a warrior today.
Laced out of play. Off to the left by McMahon. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, 38-year-old guys with the track record and the resume of Charlie Morton. You trust him. It was, I'm sure, tempting for Brian Snitker and Rick Kranitz to pull him out of the game in the third inning when he got hit in the hand. But he wants to finish 5 as that recoil got Darno on the side of the head, it looked like, or somewhere. He's okay, but that's the second out. Well, these big swings hitters take, they lose their balance, and the bat head smacks the catcher. 2 out.
You cannot afford to lose Darno when you got Contreras DHing today.
Great pitch. I mean, I know Trav's going to just plonked him on the back of the head there, but that was a great down and in curveball, the one that he's hit so many guys on that back foot with. It's nice to see him be able to land that a few times today.
Little professional courtesy from Mike Michlinski, the home plate umpire. Those guys who wear the masks know the contact and the damage done working behind the plate, so a cursory dust off of home plate gives Travis a chance to readjust as Grichuk is the hitter. He's the man that batted that ball off Charlie's hand back in inning number 3. You cannot say enough about what the Braves starting staff has done in this series. Fried, Anderson, Strider, Morton. To elaborate on Paul Bird's point a moment ago, first the 1-0 pitch. You almost have to throw out the hits and runs that your starter allows. It's more about how many innings do you get. Charlie's trying to get through 5. Strider went 4. Fried went 8. Anderson went 6. For a team that doesn't play in this ballpark but once a year, that was outstanding work. And then you factor in what the bullpen did last night. 7 innings of 1-hit shutout relief.
So quickly too, so efficient. Ground balls, pitching to contact.
2-0 pitch. Line to left near the pole, but foul. Let me correct that. It wasn't shutout relief. It was 1 unearned run relief. Slight difference, but you get the point. They were overpoweringly good. And everybody should be in good shape today for what we hope will be the final 4 innings.
Kenley had a night off last night, so he's ready to go.
Darno pointing at Morton. Loved that pitch.
Front door changeup. That's the best one that he's thrown today. Man, I'm almost be tempted to send him back out if he gets through this one. He's looked better the last 2 innings than he has.
Well, you'd have the bottom of the order for the Rockies. Let's see if he doubles up on that change. As Grichuk digs in, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up. Fastball. He struck out the side again, Peter, and has 8 of those through 5 innings. On a day when it was truly a struggle for Charlie Morton, guys, the last 4 outs came via swinging strikeouts, and after 98 pitches, his day's work, Peter, is done.
Look, there's not much else you can say except for it was a brilliant performance to come and do what he did. 41 pitches in the first inning, as you said. To get through 5 innings like that, that's just a bulldog of an effort. And I know what he's thinking, but everybody else on this field and all us up here appreciate what he just did and what he went through. But in the back of his mind, he knows that if he doesn't mess around in that first inning like he did and he's able to get through that 15, 20 pitches, then just think about how much further he could have gone. That's the frustration that he's going to be feeling right now, even though he was able to get through 5 innings.
And I just love his toughness, standing in the ball game after taking it off the hand, you know, taking a couple practice pitches. And I know Kranitz and Snit was trying to talk him out of it, but man, it says a lot about him to go out there and come back and get 5 innings.
58 pitches for Charlie in the first 2 innings. He threw 40 pitches over the last 3. And again, that's after he was hit on the hand with a batted ball. So he leaves with the lead. He's qualified for the win if the Braves can finish off what's now a 7-4 score. Ronald is 3 for 3 today. And looked at that one over the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Lucas Gilbreth, who struck out Michael Harris to end the Atlanta 5th.
Nice to see Ronald get his 4th hit of the day.
That's off his knuckles. We'll try again.
But for me, that's good to see there. That's a pitch. He's just trying to slap the ball over second base, put the ball in play.
And you can see them moving the shift now
Yep.
after that swing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gilbreth. That's how the Atlanta 6th starts. Dansby Swanson's had a perfect day. He's up next.
Dansby's been seeing the ball very well. 2 walks today. Single is second in the 2nd inning. 1 for 1, 2 walks. Really showing great patience lately.
Mentioned earlier that real rough offensive patch for the Braves with strikeouts. They were striking out at around a 20% rate after the Peralta game. Since then, they're at 24%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but if you factor that in and just look at it from a raw numbers standpoint, they've cut their strikeouts down by about 10%. That's actually a big improvement.
Yeah, and it's the way that they've done it too. It's not just the 4-pitch strikeouts. It's they're putting up 10, 8, 13 pitch at bats, fighting things, putting barrels. Just it's the way that they've done it, BJ. It's been so impressive. It's an approach change that was so evident a couple of weeks ago.
And if you'd have told me after April and mid-May that Swanson was leading the team with strikeouts, I'd have been like, you're crazy. But man, he has really done a good job cutting down on strikeouts, putting balls in play now.
Let's see what he does with a 1-1. Puts that in play and lifts it high in the air to right. And Randall Grichuk, with the glasses gleaming, will make that play for out number 2. 3 up, 3 down for Gilbreth. Austin Riley is the batter. Austin's had another good day. He's 1 for 3. That hit was a run scoring single back in the 1st inning. Ryan Feltner was the Colorado starter. Braves roughed him up with 6 runs in 3 innings.
I love that, Beach. Pick your spot to ambush.
Yeah. Take your chances.
Lucas Gilbreth, a Colorado kid, as that's knuckled foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think that'd be a sound strategy by the Rockies. This is also great baseball territory. Draft kids that are used to pitching at altitude in high school.
That's true.
Or even college. This young man from Westminster, Colorado. Swing and a hammer job, yanked foul. Riley was ready for that. Right now, there's not much that they're able to blow by him.
It's funny you say that with drafting kids from Colorado. It was such a difference when I went to AAA and we'd go to places where there would be high altitude and then you go to somewhere where you were able to sweat, like Nashville. And you become a completely different pitcher. You've got to change the way that you pitch depending on the elements. It was honestly crazy.
And develop, right? Their AAA team is now in Albuquerque. It used to be in Colorado Springs. Thumbs down?
Oh, it's a beautiful city. I spent 2013 in Albuquerque, a lot of time there with AAA with the Dodgers. I got very used to the airport hotel, which is quite nice.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Austin Riley. The pitch right back where it came from, but into the shift. And Rogers had Riley played perfectly, and Gilbreth restoring some order. An inning and a third of spotless relief. Bottom 3 up for the Rockies, who trail 7-4. In the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Braves fans all over Coors Field. Yeah, the blue cotton candy, that's the best. Nachos are always a good idea. And yeah, who doesn't like a sun hat on a sunny day? As Dylan Lee takes over for Atlanta in the 6th inning. Charlie Morton, 5 innings, 4 runs, 8 strikeouts, and 98 pitches. Boy, the Braves bullpen, Peter, in this series. Got to hang a couple of gold stars on those guys when we get home.
Yeah, let's hope it continues. We've got 3 more innings, 4 more innings. Dylan Lee was great the other night on Thursday night. Nice inning with a strikeout.
Lefty Sam Hilliard greets him first. And a swing and a miss. 12 innings, 3 walks, 13 strikeouts for the Braves relief corps in this series. Remarkable work. As Atlanta shifts for Sam Hilliard. And that's outside. It's an even count. Dodgers still lead the Mets 2-1. That game's in the 4th inning at Dodger Stadium. Here it's 7-4 Braves. Trying for their first ever 4-game sweep at Coors Field.
Good looking slider right there,
Yeah.
Peter.
It just tells you about the depth of this bullpen too. When you look at the names that they've thrown out the last 2 nights, this is a higher leverage situation than we're used to seeing Dylan in. But like you say, Chip, you only know, you get experience from experience.
I like the fact he's come out throwing his breaking ball early in the count here. See if it's going to bite like he intends. And now a 2-2 pitch. And he had him off stride with another one. Popped up. Austin Riley at third base takes over. And he'll make the catch. Hilliard's out number 1. And this work for the Braves bullpen goes far beyond this series. When you factor in, guys, that 5 of the first 6 games of this road trip, or 5 of the 6 games on this road trip to this point, have been played in Colorado and Arizona, and they've occurred in the month of June. At Chase Field in Phoenix, at Coors Field in Colorado, the Braves relievers are 2-0, 15 innings, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 17 strikeouts. That's an 0.60 ERA.
Wow. Speaking my language there, Chip.
In 2 great hitters' parks. Garrett Hampson, the hitter. He tries to bunt. Lee, indecision. Olsen and Lee couldn't decide who to go for the ball. And a smart play by Hampson. They need base runners. A bunt single comes with 1 out.
It didn't matter who went for this ball. That was a perfect bunt. It had to be. Dylan had to get it and run to the base and try and beat him over there. If Matt gets this ball, we're no chance. It's just a really good bunt.
Yeah, perfect push bunt right there.
Haven't seen that in a long time.
No, you haven't. But this is easy hits if you take advantage of it. But that's probably something Hampson, he's been working at.
So good baseball play for the 8th place hitter. That brings up Brian Serven. He has singled and grounded out into the shift. Double play ball would get the Braves out of the inning. Again, Atlanta shifts. Top of the order due next. And a strike.
Love the attack. Love the attack mode. Strike 1, BG, talk about it all the time. It's so important. It changes the at bat. Especially in this situation.
Yep.
I don't know how much Serven has bunted, but the right side's open for him too if he chooses. The pitch. It's 0-2. Peter, the Braves are riding that changeup in this series in Colorado.
I'm not sure if guys have just decided to add it on this road trip or if it's something that we just haven't seen a lot of them throw, but what a weapon at your disposal for especially Dylan Lee against righties.
It's a good pitch there.
Seems to have pretty good control of it too.
Lee's 1-2 is back to the netting foul. Servan's a college player out of Arizona State. 5th round pick 6 years ago, and here he is. Lee ready. Hampson a good lead at first, not going, and the pitch just missed inside. Wow. Good try. Two pitchers on this Brave staff have had remarkable journeys to the major leagues. Spencer Strider and now Dylan Lee. Check of the runner at first with the 2-2 count. And it's dribbled toward third. Riley will handle. That's a fair ball, and the throw to first is in time. Nice play by Olson to go to the foul side of first base to handle that high throw. Runner advances with 2 out.
That's a really nice play by Austin. Charging the ball, getting it before it had a chance to go foul, and then making a good throw. And on the back end, Matt Olson coming off the back end of the base and keeping his right foot. That's a great play too.
All about footwork.
Yeah.
Something you learn on all of spring training. That's why he's a Gold Glover.
Austin might be on his way to get one too, the way he's been playing recently.
I thought he deserved one last year. But that's a tough position when you got Arenado playing third base.
Connor Joe, the hitter. He went. Laz Diaz rings him up. Dylan Lee, a find for Atlanta. Originally with the Marlins organization, the Braves signed him to a minor league contract in mid-April last year. Once he left Miami, the Braves figured something out with Dylan Lee, who went 5-1 with a 1.58 ERA, was called to the major leagues, debuted against the Mets on October 1st, made the postseason roster, and then started Game 4 of the World Series. This one ripped toward right, curling toward Acuna. He sprints and makes a great running catch. They've told Ronald to save it for when you need it. He needed it there, covered a couple of acres, and robbed Connor Joe of an extra base hit. Dylan Lee with a scoreless 6th. Trevor, thank you very much. If that score holds, if this score holds, the Braves will gain ground on the Mets on a long road trip through Arizona and Colorado.
It would be nice to go home a game over 500.
With the day off tomorrow and the Oakland A's coming in Tuesday and Wednesday, the A's will run into Kyle Wright and Ian Anderson back at Truist Park. Games start at 7:20. Then the Pirates are in for 4. Then we hit the road again. Gilbreth on for his second full inning of relief. Olson, d'Arnaud, and Contreras are coming up. Braves lead 7-4.
There's some talk when we looked up a couple of days ago or saw the Mets were 10.5 games or 9.5 games, whatever it was. It looked like a big number, but done such a good job doing what we do, clawing that back. Just going to make it a race by the All-Star break.
And with 15 games head-to-head left with the Mets, there is a ton of time left in the Eastern race. And we've said it before about the Braves. First, the pitch to Matt Olson. If a team has had its chance to bury this ball club and they don't, they often come back to regret it. And I think we all agree the Braves are playing their best right now, and there's probably still more in the tank for Brian Snitker's club. When you get Matzik back, you get Rosario back, you got Yates coming, Soroka perhaps. As Matt takes ball 4, that's the first base runner, and a good start to the 7th inning. Atlanta's also going to have to contend with an inspired Phillies club that just won its 3rd straight game. The Angels blew a 5-run lead and have lost 11 in a row. 9-7 the final score at Citizens Bank Park. Here it's 7-4 Atlanta. Gilbert, a nice bit of relief pitching, faced 5 hitters, retired 4 of them. Bud Black takes the ball from him as we continue in the top of the 7th. Truist Park, with 3 package options you're sure to find an experience that will create memories to last a lifetime. Watch the Braves take batting practice from seats behind home plate, take a tour of the ballpark, and get surprise VIP gifts and much more. Check out all the VIP experiences at braves.com/VIP. This is Robert Stevenson. He is the 4th Rockies pitcher. He's on with Matt Olson at first and Travis d'Arnaud in the batter's box. 1 on, none out. 7-4 Braves lead it here in game 4.
Bit of success against Atlanta in 8 games, 10 innings, a 1.74 ERA.
Brian Snitker having a discussion with Mike Michalensky behind the plate. Rockies have had some trouble with pitch com in the game. That was when Julius Chassin was pitching. And the first pitch popped up back our way by Travis and out of play. Strike 1. Stevenson pitched in game 3 of the series last night. Oh, that's not correct. He pitched in the Max Fried game. I beg your pardon. Got my dates mixed up. And it was a 1-inning performance. So his 2nd outing for the Rockies, and he's quickly ahead 0-2. Braves like to add on here with Matt at first. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. Boy, that's swept off the plate. He gets the first man. 1 out.
3 really good pitches there for Travis to try and deal with. 2 fastballs on the black and then a devastating slider.
Well, he's a fast 4-seam guy and a slider. That's all he throws. 47% with the slider.
So Contreras 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Let's see if a new face brings him some good luck. William, the Braves designated hitter today. 4 hits on the road trip, and boy, it seems like they've all been big ones. They give him a lot of room in left center field. The pitch. And a breaking ball. Strike 1. Hope you'll stick around for the stretch. That's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. The Braves have made plenty of history in this series already. Hope to make some more today. Looking for their first 4-game sweep in Coors Field. Swing, fly ball hit high in the air to center, but he got under it just a touch. And Contreras is out number 2. And here's Ozzie. Didn't take Ozzie long to get cooking. He swung at the first pitch he saw in the first inning. That base hit drove in 2 runs. He's up to 24 RBIs. Ball 1.
Ozzie seems to get that one hit a game right now. He's still trying to find that swing. But we know he's pretty streaky. Once he finds that streak, he can carry this team for a while.
Well, one's better than none, but BJ, you'd say two's better than one.
Well, we're so used to him being so successful when he's on those long streaks. I mean, he's getting 2-3 hits a game.
1-1 pitch. Stevenson's got a good mix today, doesn't he?
Yes. A couple of 98s. It's amazing with that stuff. He's given up almost 2 base runners an inning.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here's an interesting stat for you. Here we are the first week of June. And the Colorado Rockies, who started so well, have really sputtered of late. They've lost 19 of 26 games. Their relief pitchers have more wins than their starting pitchers. 2 months into the season. That's got to improve. The 1-2 pitch is lifted in the air to right. Ozzie was off stride. Randall Grichuk is underneath that. And that sends us to the stretch. Atlanta looking good in game 4. 7-4 is your score. The Braves scored early and often against Mr. Feltner, the Colorado starter. Ryan, facing the Braves for the second time, gave up 6 runs in 3 innings. Charlie Morton threw 41 pitches of his own. In fact, after an inning and a half, we'd seen 108 pitches in the game. Things have settled down since, but the Braves lead at 7-4. The big blow, a Matt Olson 3-run homer. Big crowd in Colorado. We all rise and enjoy God Bless America as the Braves wrap up this series in Denver, Colorado on a beautiful afternoon for baseball here in the Mountain Time Zone.
Sister Virginia, brother-in-law Andy, and girlfriend Emma. Corporal Alonso is being recognized for his superior performance and leadership. Fans, please give a warm hero's welcome to Corporal Adam Alonso. Fans, please rise as we honor our great country with the performance of God Bless America. Performing God Bless America today, representing the United States Air Force Academy Band, is Technical Sergeant Serenity Holloway. Please welcome Technical Sergeant Holloway and join her by singing along to God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with fire. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Trevor and his lovely bride. As Colin McHugh gets things started for Atlanta in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dazo will lead off. He's the second place hitter for the Rockies. It's a 7-4 game.
Look at Colin in the last 10 games, 12 innings pitch and a 1.46 ERA, and that's a big reason why. He's really found that slider. He's throwing a lot of backup sliders early on in the year. That's the one that he needs, the one that bites straight across the zone. Especially with that cutter that spins the same way, Beach.
McHugh's been a workhorse. Saw him throw yesterday, comes back out.
Yeah, this is his 4th appearance on the road trip. 4 2/3 innings of 1 hit shutout ball and 5 strikeouts. 0-2. The 1-2 pitch. That skipped up there. And it's 2-2. After 108 pitches through an inning and a half combined, the game has settled down after a crazy first inning that saw 6 of today's 11 runs score. That is the first 3-ball count by the Braves pitching staff since Charlie Morton walked 3 men in the first inning. Peter didn't want to say it because he didn't want to jinx Colin McHugh. If he'd said it, he would have struck him out. On the ground, Riley will make the peg to first, and McHugh comes back and gets his man. You don't believe in those jinx things, do you?
I don't believe in a lot of things, but I also don't like to tempt fate. So.
Charlie Blackmon is the hitter. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice in today's game. We will see the Colorado Rockies again in Atlanta. The final 2 days of August and the first day of September at Truist Park. That'll be the Rockies' lone visit to Atlanta. That's one thing I do love about seeing these Western teams just twice a year. You see them early in the season, see them late in the season. Get a real good gauge of where they were and where they are, as that one's floated back toward us. One exception, of course. We're already done with the Padres. We've seen them home and home already this season.
Well, it's going to be interesting next year when the schedule changes.
Yeah. Fewer divisional games. He'll play every team in the other league in one series. I like that. The pitch.
I love that. I really do. I think it gives you a more accurate measure of who's the good teams. You're not going to have the one division that has one good team in it. You can really separate yourself.
I think it's fairer, right? You should have to play everybody at least once.
Right.
And the series, for example, will alternate. The Braves one year would go to Yankee Stadium. The next year the Yankees would come to Atlanta. But it makes so much more sense to have the stars of your team go into unfamiliar markets and be seen every year, not every third. So that was a wonderful adjustment by baseball. Oh, that was a close pitch. That was a strike. But Charlie Blackmon got the call. 2-2. Had him off stride, popped into center. Harris late break. He's coming on, won't get there. So instead of strike 3, it's a blue pit for Charlie Blackmon, his first of the day, and
never fails.
A Colorado Coors Field hit.
A good hitter up there, Charlie Blackmon. He gets that pitch, and the next pitch down. That was a nasty pitch. Just putting the bat on the ball, though. You never know what's going to happen here in Colorado.
So here is Brendan Rodgers. He's had a great day at the plate. He's doubled, he's singled, he's homered. That means he's a triple away from the cycle. The last Rocky to hit for the cycle is the man who stands at first base, Charlie Blackmon. Tough part of the lineup here for Colin McHugh, 2, 3, and 4. And outside, ball one. He tried to make it a one-run game. Can't blame him. Not in this ballpark.
Look, and to be honest, he's probably looking for that triple. Such a rare thing to do.
He'd be going out there looking for a triple, you think, right now? Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome.
This is the park to do it. Adam Duvall has one today. Austin Riley has one in the series. And the 1-1 pitch.
I mean, it's so rare. You got the opportunity. You want to take advantage of it.
It's in his mind for sure.
Yeah,
huh?
definitely.
Did you ever hit for the cycle, Brian?
No, it's close, but never. Had a couple of teammates that did it. John Mabry did it twice in his career.
Line drive to short. Dansby long throw back to first, but good base running by Blackman. And Rogers' perfect day ends with a soft line drive to the Braves shortstop. But now McMahon is the hitter. He's 2 for 3. McMahon and Travis d'Arnaud, a little chat as the Rockies' third baseman digs in. I think it was McMahon that conked him on the helmet after a swing and miss earlier. Nick McMahon said sorry again for that. Strike after strike after strike, Peter. It's so fun to watch, isn't it?
It's so good to see these guys get rewarded for being on the attack again. There was so much emphasis on swing and miss for such a long time, and as I said, guys are getting rewarded for just throwing strikes.
Yeah, he went. McMahon didn't think so.
We'll call that one a make-up call as well.
McMahon has 3 hits in the series. 2 of them have come today. As Colin turns her loose, and no chase that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Colin's been throwing that slow 67-mile-an-hour curveball a little bit more this road trip. Might be a good spot for it right here.
Now the 1-2 pitch. A cutter that didn't cut, says the scoreboard. It's 2-2.
Colorado cutter.
When we get to the 8th inning, Duvall, Harris, and Acuna are coming up for the Braves. McHugh ready with his 2-out pitch. And he struck him out. Great work by the Braves bullpen continues. This time Colin McHugh, a scoreless 7th inning. It's getting late in Denver. The Braves chasing history and a 5-game winning streak. They lead at 7-4. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Duvall, Harris, and Acuna are coming up for Atlanta, leading 7-4. An amazing stat was handed to us a moment ago. There has been only 1 out recorded by the Braves outfield in this game. That was the running catch made by Ronald Acuna Jr. in the 6th inning. Think about that at Coors Field. 1 out by the outfield.
That is amazing.
So we need 6 defensive outs. We could use a couple more runs, leading by 3. Here in Colorado, Adam Duvall has doubled and tripled. He's also struck out today. So think about it this way for Adam. Among his last 3 hits, homer, triple, double.
And I think the ball off the plexiglass in right center was the one for me. That's we saw Doovie do that so many times last year, where he'd pop that ball into the chop house in right field or bullpen in right center.
Meanwhile, Stevenson's looked very impressive. He's retired 3 straight Braves hitters as he works his second complete inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Adam. Whole right side open for him. Whoa, and over his head.
Jeez.
At 98 miles an hour, that one over the tower. It didn't buzz the tower. It went over Adams' head.
But I like what Stevenson did to Duvall. He patted his chest. My fault. No intentions there.
Luckily, that was higher than high for Duvall. And then he comes back with a breaking ball. Talk about a purpose pitch. That was an effective sequence. Bad luck for Duvall. There's out number 1. First, a quick message from Texas Pete.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it.
With Australia, Pete, and Baltimore, Brian. Chip Carey with you. Paul Bird with us as well. As the Braves lead 7-4. And Harris' first pitch, ground ball to Rogers. And the long throw to first is out number 2. Harris 0 for 4. His 5-game hitting streak in jeopardy. But he'll trade that for a Braves win here in Game 4. Ronald Acuna Jr. the hitter now with 2 outs. Ronald's had a nice day. 3 singles, 2 runs, a stolen base. He's 9 for 25 on the road trip and has scored 4 runs.
I'll tell you another thing that's so impressive is the amount of time that it takes you to recover here after a game, and the fact that we're 8 innings through Game 4 and guys are still pushing like as fresh as a daisy.
Well, when you're young, this atmosphere does not bother you, Pete.
Nothing in 2.
I like to look back and see how many times you see Ronald Acuna gets 3 hits and they're all singles.
Swing and a drive. That's not a single. That is a missile. Oh, ouch.
Maybe I should talk about singles more often when he's up there. Man. I said it, it's been a long time since he's hit a home run, but that was a bullet.
112 miles an hour off the bat. The Braves fans love that. Atlanta has a 4-run lead. It's an 8-4 score.
I don't think the Rockies fans liked it. The LeBron at the plate. That ball was missile, little bat flip. That ball was absolutely crushed.
So the last time Acuna homered was against Corbin Burns and the Brewers on May the 7th. Here on June 5th, he connects for a 4-hit game. His 3rd home run. And again, more 2-out punishment for the Braves offense to this Rockies pitching staff.
441 feet.
Just keep adding on, Beach.
By my count, 7 of the 8 runs have come with 2 outs today for the Braves.
That's beautiful.
0-2 for Dansby. And over the netting off to our right. And out of play, it's 0-2. Peter's still hoping for a pop fly into the booth. The homer by Acuna, the 19th extra base hit for the Braves in the series. Remember, they didn't have a single extra base hit in Friday's game. The 0-2. That ball had that sound. And that souvenir is flat on one side. The pitch.
Back-to-back takes. Dansby's just some
And
sort of locked in.
Yeah, he's dialed in. He's very patient.
Crowd quiet as the Braves have an 8-4 lead. And this one on the ground at third. McMahon plays that off his chest. And the Rockies' defensive foibles continue. That man was a Gold Glove finalist at third base last year. He entered play today with 10 errors. And almost certainly that'll be the 11th. Routine play, and he couldn't make it.
Let the ball play him instead of what his watch always say, get that glove out in front.
Yeah, he turned to the side, which is unusual. Everything I've ever been taught as a former shortstop, I can say this obviously, was hands in front, hands out in front, body behind, especially at third base. It wasn't like he needed to move. He just instantly turned sideways. And at this point, it's got to be mental. Every time the ball's hit to you, it's the first thing you think about.
So 2 more errors for the Rockies in this game. By my count, they've committed 5 in the series. That's 28 errors now in 27 games. That is just not sustainable. It just isn't, especially here. You can't afford to give your opponent extra outs. And to the Braves' credit, they have taken advantage of just about every mistake the Rockies have made defensively in this series. That's foul by Austin Riley.
I can't believe you let me get away with saying I was a former shortstop. Nobody said a word. Thank you.
I believe you. I was a former pitcher.
Well, I'm not going to let you get away with that one.
I dominated in high school. What are you talking about?
No balls and a strike for Riley. That's tipped and caught. It's 0-2. In the Rockies' 8th, they'll have Grichuk, Hilliard, and Hampson do. That's 6, 7, 8 for Bud Black's Rockies lineup. I'm guessing McHugh would come out for another inning. Both bullpens appear to be busy. I can't see who's throwing for the Braves.
I think that's Will Smith out there. Saw him earlier.
He's hidden behind a big pine tree. There he is. One ball, 2 strikes. And Riley chased out of the zone, and that will retire the side. Ronald Acuna Jr. has made his presence known today. 4 hits, 3 runs, and this mammoth line drive homer to straightaway left. The Braves build a 4-run lead again. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Braves tomorrow. Today wraps up 17 games in 17 days for the Braves, and we will see Christian Pache, the former Brave, come to town with his new club, the Oakland Athletics, a 2-game series. That series will be on Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. Our coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern on Tuesday, and the Braves A's series is presented by Truist. Will Smith is going to come on and pitch the 8th inning for Atlanta. We'll have the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Colorado.
Will was much better the other night. Curveball looked good. Slider looked good. Threw lots of fastballs, a couple of fastballs at 94, 95, so he's been letting that go in this road trip.
And he's been more successful to me against right-handers than lefties.
Well, he's got one to start. Randall Grichuk is coming up first. Let's see, Will Smith, 116 average against right-handers. Will Smith against lefties. You're right, Brian, 290. So reverse splits for Will Smith, who has a 4-run lead. And quickly ahead, 0-2. One more name to talk about as we look ahead to that Oakland series, too. Former Brave Mark Kotze, who once hit for the cycle in an Atlanta uniform, is the manager of the Oakland A's. Mark is a great baseball guy, terrific person. It'll be nice to catch up with him at the ballpark. A's are having a tough day today against Boston. And that's up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good pitch.
Swing and a miss. Grichuk strikes out for the second time, and Smith off to a good start.
What a sequence there. That was really nice. Two sliders down and in, get ahead 0-2, and then back-to-back fastballs away. Perfect location.
Always good to get that first hitter. Here's Hilliard. He is 0 for 3. It's a special week for Sam Hilliard. And in a very sad way, we honored Lou Gehrig on Lou Gehrig Day around Major League Baseball. Sam lost his father to Lou Gehrig's disease. He was a tireless worker to help try to find a cure for that affliction. And you know, his dad's awfully proud of him. Watching from above today. No balls, 2 strikes. Wide open batting stance for the Colorado left-hand hitter. And Will Smith takes care of him.
He's thrown 5 sliders, curveballs, whatever he wants to call them, and they've been perfect.
Hilliard pulled off every slider that he threw. Look at him just pulling off. He had no chances of hitting that slider.
Oh, Dizzy Dean, remember that name? Old-time baseball pitcher for the Cardinals.
Yes, I did.
Later became a great broadcaster. He used to say when a pitcher threw one that good, he said, "That slider slud." And back-to-back strikeouts for Will Smith. As the bases are empty for Garrett Hampson, who's got the start at short, and he doesn't waste any time. He didn't want to get to 2 strikes. Don't blame him. A clean single with 2 outs.
Just a good piece of hitting.
Yep.
Will made his pitch, made a perfect pitch again.
Connor Joe is on deck. Brian Servin is the Rockies catcher, who's 1 for 3 today. Swing and a high fly ball to left. They went after the first pitch twice and get 2 runs out of it. You're never comfortable in Colorado. What was a 4-run lead is now a 2-run lead. It's 8-6 in the 8th.
And a big 2-out hit for Servin there.
It's exactly what this place can do to you. Wasn't that bad a pitch. Could have maybe been a little bit lower.
So now the margin for error is a lot slimmer. And Connor Joe, who's 0 for 3 in the game, digs in. Can't start the inning any better than Will Smith did with a couple of swings and misses, but a 2-pitch sequence earns the Rockies 2 runs. And the lead is 2.
Notice that angry fastball there.
Kenley Jansen is up. As we suspected, he was unavailable last night. When he comes in to preserve this Atlanta lead in the 9th, assuming that it's a 2-run game, we'll tell you why. As Connor Joe down to his last strike. Base is empty for Will Smith.
He's looking for that curveball.
And the Braves have done such good work from the relief corps of not walking people. Let's see if Smith can finish his man with a 3-2 count.
You can tell, take 2 fastballs like Connor did. He's looking for that curveball.
So here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ball 4. 3 straight have reached, and the tying run comes to the plate. Well, one thing that gives you hope is this: Daza does not yet have a home run. You want to get him. So the best that Charlie Blackmon could do in the 9th is make it a 1-run game, assuming the Braves stay at 8. Ball 1.
Way out in front on that curveball.
One count. Daza chokes up. Runner goes. Pitch is hit high in the air to left, but no carry to it. And that is going to end the inning. A 2-run homer by Brian Serven makes it an 8-6 game. Heart of the order up for the Braves heading to the 9th. Teachers, you can get a 33% discount to one of the upcoming home games against the A's or Pirates this week. Teachers can show their teacher ID at the Braves clubhouse store in right field during any one of those June 7th through 12th games, and also get a 10% merchandise discount. Thanks a lot, teachers, for a job well done this past scholastic year. Go to Braves.com/teacher and get your tickets. Braves by 2 heading to the 9th inning. Carlos Estevez is on to pitch. His job, keep the Braves at 8. And that's been a problem for Mr. Estevez of late. He's been hit awfully hard. 9 earned runs in his last 8 1/3 innings.
Beach, how would I tell you if what would you say if I said you're going to see 70% fastballs from this guy, guaranteed?
I'm saying I am hacking.
And sure enough, he starts him with a changeup.
Perfect. He's got a slider as well that he'll mix in 15% of the time, but lots of fastballs.
Braves have hit 2 homers today, one by this man, Matt Olson, that broke a 3-3 tie in the second inning. And how big is Ronald Acuna Jr.'s home run looking now? Instead of a 1-run lead, it's a 2-run lead. And Olson is down on 3 pitches. He saw 2 changeups. Nope, that's ruled a tipped ball. Oh, he is out. The umpire was shaking his head. I thought he was saying Olson bounced that ball in the dirt, but nope, the catcher caught it. And he's out number 1.
Yeah, the catcher caught that ball.
Yeah, Matt saw the puff of dirt, but didn't see the catcher glove at first. And so d'Arnaud, the hitter, he is 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch in the first. There's that fastball. It's a good one.
D'Arnaud tried to ambush him on that pitch. That ball was rising up on him.
No balls and a strike. Lifted toward right. That is curling toward the netting and over it and into the seats. Dodgers still lead the Mets 2-1. That game's in the 7th inning. Washington beat the Reds 5-4. The Marlins fell to the Giants 5-1. Phillies beat the Angels 9-7. That's your Eastern Division race in a nutshell. Braves trying to get back over 500 and complete an historic 4-game sweep here in Colorado. Remember last year the Braves didn't get above 500 until August. They took care of that very quickly. They were 2-1 after 3 games this year against the Reds. That's the last time Atlanta was over even money this year. At the end of play on April the 9th. The 2-strike pitch. He serves it to right. Nice play by Joe. Estevez to the bag. That was nicely done. You guys are right. Connor Joe is a good baseball player.
Yes, he is.
So d'Arnaud had the right idea, but Joe made a good play for the second out. And William Contreras is the hitter.
That's sliding down. Good concentration on the ball.
Great feed on the run, too.
Perfect.
Let's see if William can turn in some 2-out magic. The Braves have 7 2-out runs in the game. And a swing and a miss. Looking ahead to the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen's getting ready. Blackman, Rogers, and McMahon, the scheduled hitters. That trio has 6 of Colorado's 10 hits. So the toughest part of the lineup awaits the Braves closer. And that's the first miss from Estevez, who's thrown 9 pitches. As things stand, Charlie Morton's in line to win this game. You talk about gritty efforts after a 41 pitch first inning that saw Charlie surrender a 3-run lead. Make sure you attach PitchCom there. He hung in there and pitched 5 innings and allowed just 1 run the rest of the way. Line drive, base hit. Contreras hits changeup, and he's aboard in front of Ozzie Albies. All right, Ozzie, here's your last shot. Time to break the homer drought.
Perfect timing, too. You can't keep William hitless. Come on,
right.
BJ.
Exactly. Did a great job staying back. He's standing straight up.
It's so simple.
So relaxed.
Ozzie's 2 for 4 against this man in his career. No extra base hits for the Braves second baseman, who drove home 2 in the first inning. There's a strike. Fly ball center field, well hit. Daza going back though and makes the catch. The wind knocked it down. It just started blowing straight in. Earlier in the day that would have been long gone, but no such luck, and we go to the 9th inning. 8-6, Atlanta the lead. To the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 8-6, Atlanta in front. Kenley Jansen will come on and hope for a clean inning. As we wondered last night, Kenley has not been used a lot on this road trip, Peter, but you talked to him walking into the ballpark today about why he was unavailable for Game 3 yesterday.
Yeah, it was a maintenance thing. You remember back in 2019, I think it was, Kenley had a bit of issue with his heart in this ballpark. So as part of his maintenance, he doesn't go back-to-back in Colorado, which was very, very smart, and it's worked out beautifully. And now we've got a well-rested Kenley to come in and shut this one down.
Yeah, Kenley had not one, not two, but 3 atrial fibrillation issues while pitching here in Denver, Colorado. So you're right, it is maintenance. And hopefully he'll be fit as a fiddle and ready to go. He needs a clean inning, or at least a low-stress inning, with this part of the lineup coming up for the Rockies. They have 10 hits in total. The trio of Blackmon, Rogers, and McMahon have tallied 6 of those 10 hits.
Just like we've said all day, Beach, key here is strike one. It's going to be strike one this whole inning.
Kenley's last clean inning was May 17th when he earned his 9th save at Milwaukee. Well, Charlie Blackmon gets things started. Braves have out hit him 11-10. They lead where it counts 8-6. And the first on the way. It's low, ball 1. Jansen looking for save number 14. Number 13 came here on June the 3rd. Rogers waits on deck. First the 1-0 pitch. Again, the Rockies have recorded just 2 outs in the Atlanta outfield in this game. That's amazing. Let's see if Kenley can get Blackmon to put it in play. He has struck out twice and grounded out once. The pitch made him throw a strike.
So you notice those first 2 pitches, both cutters, but one sort of stayed outside and didn't really do much, and then the second one, as much as it was a ball, it had a lot better movement down. He was able to get that one, find the amount of movement he's going to have here tonight, dial it in.
2 balls and a strike. Belted. 1-run game.
That's Charlie Blackmon. We've seen it too often against the Braves. Hopefully Jansen to get that out of the way and bounce back.
So the Rockies, with 2 homers in the 8th and 9th innings, have scored 3 times to make it a 1-run game.
Not sure if that was the sinker or the cutter, but it just stayed straight. Charlie did not miss.
Well, now you really have your work cut out for you. Here's Rogers. He homered tonight. He's a triple shy of the cycle. An 8-7 game. This is Kenley's 75th game in this ballpark. He's got a 2.18 ERA, so inexperience is not a problem. Popped him up. Wynn might play some tricks with this. That hangs up forever. And Riley gets the first out. There's one. Now McMahon, who's had a feast or famine day. 2 singles and 2 strikeouts. Nothing comes easy when you're trying to get the 27th out in this ballpark.
It made me nervous. Everybody trying to run to that ball. You're sitting there like somebody called it. Austin Riley stayed on it. Good job.
No shift for McMahon. And that pop out maybe gets Kenley on the beam. Good fastball. Strike 1. What a game. What a series.
Telling me. It's had everything.
So he's got McMahon in a deep hole. Austin Riley will sprint to the rover spot in shallow right. Hope to talk about a win on Braves Live postgame. Trevor and Nick are standing by with that. 2 more outs to get. The pitch. He is laced out of play to the left. It's still 0-2.
Back-to-back sinkers. Not quite getting the same amount of movement that he does when we're at home, but is still using it as effective pitch.
Kenley's ready. The 0-2. Struck him out under his hands. McMahon has the hat trick, and the Braves are an out away.
That's called a pitching sequence right there. Back-to-back sinkers away. Got McMahon thinking away, and then comes with this cutter in off. Nothing you can do. Try to pull the hands in, just no chance, Beach.
He blew it right by him.
So Bud Black doesn't want to leave one of his best home run hitters on the bench. That's a nice hold card to have. C.J. Cron will come on and pinch hit. 14 homers for Cron. Kenley's struck him out in one of the 3 head-to-head matchups. Cron without a hit versus the Braves closer. 2 outs, base is empty, 1-run game. Fly ball right, Ronald drifting back near that wall. It's off the fence. Cron jumps on the first pitch. He's in scoring position, representing the tying run. So now we're in a spot where not only do you have to prevent a run, you got to prevent a single.
He just went up there to ambush him. First pitch. That's all Ronald could do is play it off that, what do you call that, plastic shield out there?
Plexiglass wall.
Plexiglass.
So now Hilliard, the hitter, he's 0 for 4. A hit could tie the game. Cron's a big man, though. The Braves have to play deep against Hilliard, which again brings that Coors Field hit into play. So a lot in motion in this 9th inning. 2 outs. Ground ball. Olson's got it. Take it to the bag. Matt Hill dive and win the race. And the Braves have swept the Rockies.
Wow. Way to end this ball game.
Oh my goodness.
We had him all the way. The Rockies are going to take a look to make sure that Olson tagged the bag before Hilliard dived in head first. The call was out. The Braves, for the moment, win the game 8-7.
Are challenging the out call at first base.
They've got nothing to lose. They may as well. Let's take a quick look here. Glove in. Oh, he's out.
He got him.
Yes.
But it's a nothing to lose gamble for Bud Black. There's the tag, well ahead of the slide, and the Braves today make history.
After further review, the call has been confirmed. The runner is out.
And that is your ball game. Atlanta is a game over 500. They complete a 5-2 road trip with their first ever 4-game sweep in Colorado. 4 absolutely fantastic Major League
How
games.
big was Ronald Acuña's home run now? Oh my goodness. And how about the gritty performance of that man right there, Charlie Morton, grinding out 5 innings. Great job.
We swept the Rockies, BJ.
Excellent offense. Once again, got off to a great start, but the add-on run, so important.
You guys may have to make every road trip the rest of the way. The Braves go 5-2, and we'll wrap it all up for you on Braves Live presented by Xfinity. We're heading home happy, Braves country. A 5-2 trip and an 8-7 win in Colorado today.